The world outside these thick stone walls has ceased to exist. Imagine, if you will, that the freezing wind of the year 151 has finally lost its grip on you. You have stepped through a heavy iron-bound oak door and into a sanctuary where the air is still dry and warmed by the gentle, constant pulse of a hearth. The roar of the winter storm is gone, replaced by a profound velvet silence that presses against your skin like a soft weighted blanket. You are safe. You are grounded. You are exactly where you are meant to be. The space around you is intimate and deeply enclosed. You are nestled against the massive, ancient foundation of the Chartres Cathedral, a structure so vast it seems to hold up the very fabric of the sky. But in here the scale is human. Everything is scaled to the reach of an artisan's hand. The room smells of earth, clean wood ash, and the faint, comforting metallic scent of lead. It is a room that breathes with a slow, steady rhythm. The flickering orange glow from the small furnace dances gently across the rough-hewn stone walls, casting shadows that move with the hypnotic lethargy of a dying ember. Sit down on the floor or find a place to rest your head against the cool, solid stone. Feel the residual warmth of the day's work radiating from the masonry. It is a slow, deep heat that seeps into your tired bones, melting away the tension in your shoulders and the lingering echoes of a busy life. There is nothing to do here. There are no expectations, no clocks, no ticking seconds. Time in this hidden corner of the world has folded in on itself, stretching into a long golden moment of peace. Across the room, a solitary artisan sits on a one wooden stool. His movements are a lesson in patience. He is not rushing. He never rushes. He is fitting tiny, vivid fragments of colored glass into the soft, flexible strips of lead that will eventually become a masterpiece of light. Watch his hands. They are steady, calloused, and sure. He picks up a sliver of glass, a deep royal blue that seems to hold the color of the midnight sky, and sets it against the lit frame. He holds a small wooden mallet, and then a sound begins. It is the softest, most rhythmic tapping you have ever heard, perfectly muffled by the thick air and the weight of the stone foundation. It is the sound of absolute focus. It is the sound of creation. As you watch the artisan work, the repetitive nature of his craft begins to weave a web of calm around your mind. Each tap is a gentle heartbeat, steady and reassuring. It tells you that order is being restored, that pieces are finding their place, and that everything is settling into its rightful beautiful arrangement. Your eyelids feel heavy now. The warmth of the furnace is a physical weight, pulling you down into a state of deep restorative rest. The scent of the workshop, the earthy stone, the wood ash, the warm metal creates a protective bubble around you. You are insulated from the biting frost, from the dark, and from the noise of the world. You are simply a witness to a process that has been happening for centuries, a quiet dance of lead and light that continues unbroken and peaceful while the rest of the world sleeps. The artisan breathes slowly, his chest rising and falling in a gentle cadence that matches your own. He is not bothered by the cold outside. He is not bothered by the darkness. He has his work, he has his heat, and he has this silence. And now you have it too. Let the images of the workshop fade into the back of your mind. Let the rhythm of the mallet be the last thing you hold on to as you drift further away from the surface of consciousness. There is no urgency in this place, just the glowing embers, the solid, unmoving stone, and the promise of a long, undisturbed rest. You are drifting into the heart of the sanctuary, where everything is quiet, everything is steady, and you are finally truly at peace. As you sink deeper into the embrace of the workshop, the shadows in the corners seem to lengthen, swaying with the gentle respiration of the hearth. The space you inhabit is a masterclass in stillness. Every element here is designed to hold heat and exclude the chaos of the outside world. The stone foundations, feet thick, act as a thermal battery, soaking up the warmth of the day and releasing it now, in the quiet hours of the night, as a slow rhythmic exhale of comfort. You can feel this warmth against your palms if you press them to the floor. It is a solid, unshakable hit, the kind that reminds your body that it is safe to let go. The artisan continues his work, a silent sentinel in the dim amber light. He is currently selecting a piece of glass for the central panel. You watch as he holds it up to the faint light of the furnace. The glass is not uniform. It is thick, uneven, and filled with tiny, beautiful imperfections that make it catch the light in 1,000 different directions. He turns it slowly, his fingers tracing the edges, feeling for the exact fit. There is no machine here to do the work, no urgency to produce, only the slow, intimate relationship between the craftsman and his material. Every piece is handled with a reverence that borders on the sacred. He is not just building a window, he is capturing the light and teaching it how to sing. The tapping of the mallet returns, a soothing metronome that governs the pace of the room. Tap, tap. Each strike is softer than the last, blending into the background hum of the burning embers. It is a sound that requires no effort to follow. You do not need to think about what he is doing or why he is doing it. You simply need to listen. The repetition is designed to lull the analytical part of your brain into a state of slumber, allowing your imagination to wander through the quiet stone-walled corridors of this ancient place. You are a guest in a dream that has been unfolding for centuries, a moment of history that exists outside of linear time. Consider the thickness of the glass, the way it was forged in the heat of a distant fire, and the way it now waits, cool and smooth, to be encased in the lid. It is a process of containment. The lid acts as a skeleton, supporting the fragility of the glass, holding it firm against the weight of the wind and the passage of time. And you, in this moment, are being held in much the same way. The workshop is your lid casing, shielding you from the pressures of your own life, providing a structure of calm that allows your mind to rest in its natural, untroubled state. The scent of wood ash has become more prominent, a dry, clean smell that clears the head and settles the spirit. It mingles with the faint, metallic aroma of the lead, a combination that has accompanied this craft for generations. It is the smell of industry, but an industry that is quiet, deliberate, and deeply grounded. As the artisan sets the glass piece into the lead, he pushes it gently with a small flat tool. The movement is fluid, practiced, and deeply satisfying to watch. There is no resistance, only the yielding of the metal to the pressure of his hands. You find your breathing has synchronized with his. When he pauses, you pause. When he moves, you follow. The world has narrowed down to this small glowing island of creation in the middle of a vast frozen wilderness. You are protected by the weight of the cathedral's stone. You are warmed by the heat of the hearth. You are soothed by the rhythm of the mallet. And above all, you are allowed to be still. There is no demand for productivity here. There is no requirement for you to be anything other than a silent observer, a traveler who has found a place of perfect, lasting tranquility. Let your thoughts drift like smoke curling from the furnace. If a memory of your day rises, watch it float toward the ceiling and vanish into the shadows. If a worry about tomorrow attempts to intrude, let it be blocked by the massive stone walls of this sanctuary. You are not meant to carry these things here. This is a place of stripping away, of shedding the layers of noise and concern until only the quiet center remains. You are reaching that center now. The weight of the world is dissolving, leaving behind only the warmth, the light, and the gentle, persistent rhythm of the artisan's hands as he continues the timeless work of framing the light, one piece of glass, one tap, and one breath at a time. Deep within the cavernous silence of the workshop, the passage of time becomes nothing more than the slow descent of glowing embers in the furnace. You are deeper now, anchored into the very bedrock of the Chartres foundation. The air here has grown even more still, heavy with a comforting protective density. that makes the act of breathing feel like a gentle rhythmic ritual. The cold of the 12-15 winter has been completely forgotten, replaced by the persistent, soft heat that radiates from the stone walls, which seem to have absorbed the prayers and the dedication of the cathedral builders themselves. You are lying in the embrace of history, surrounded by the remnants of materials that have been touched by 1,000 hands, all working toward the same goal of transforming raw, dark matter into a vessel for celestial light. The artisan has shifted his position on the stool, the wood creaking softly beneath him, a sound that, in its simplicity, feels like the only language necessary in this space. He reaches for a crucible, his movements slow and deliberate, moving with the economy of a man who knows that every gesture matters. He is preparing to shape a new lens of lead. You watch the molten metal shimmer in the hearth, a silver pool reflecting the orange flames, and for a moment you feel yourself drifting alongside that reflection. The metal is fluid, malleable, and waiting, just as your mind is currently fluid and waiting to be shaped into a state of absolute profound rest. The mallet returns, but its rhythm has slowed even further, almost as if the artisan is matching the slowing tempo of your own heart. Tap, drip, tap, drip. The sound is a soft punctuation mark in the silence. It is a grounding anchor. Every time the mallet strikes, it secures a piece of the world into its proper place. It is a process of stabilization. As you listen, you feel your own thoughts settling in exactly the same way. The chaotic, scattered fragments of your day are being gathered together, smoothed down, and framed by the steady protective boundaries of this workshop. You are becoming a coherent, beautiful whole held together by the quietude of this moment. The scent in the air is constant, a mix of wood smoke and that deep mineral fragrance of cold stone being warmed by fire. It is an honest smell, a clean smell that strips away the artificial distractions of the world outside. There is nothing in this room that does not have a purpose, and that sense of purpose is deeply reassuring. You don't have to wonder about your past or your next step. You only need to exist here, in this light, in this warmth, under the sheltering weight of the cathedral's massive architecture. The stone above you is like a mountain, shielding you from the harsh realities of the season, ensuring that nothing can touch you while you are in this sanctuary. You notice now that the light from the furnace is changing, shifting from a bright active orange to a deep smoldering red. It is the color of sunset, the color of closing, the color of the coming rest. The artisan's work is winding down, his movements becoming more rhythmic, more meditative. He is not working because he must. He is working because the craft is a form of prayer, a way of staying connected to the divine through the patient application of skill and focus. And as you witness his devotion, you find yourself entering into that same state of worship, worship of the quiet, worship of the stillness, worship of the simple act of existing without striving. Imagine your muscles relaxing, one by one. Start from the top of your head. Feel the tension release from your brow as the cool, dark space of the workshop settles over you. Feel the tension leave your neck and shoulders, drifting away like the smoke from the hearth. Your arms are heavy, resting comfortably against the stone, which feels like a solid, unmoving foundation for your entire being. Your legs, your feet, everything is sinking, melting into the safety of the floor, supported by the strength of the building that surrounds you. There is no urgency to move. There is no desire to wake. There is only the sensation of being held, kept safe and nurtured by the quiet golden atmosphere of this ancient draft-free room. You are sinking deeper into the soft velvet dark, lulled by the persistent comforting heartbeat of the mallet, finding your way into a sleep that is as deep as ancient and as beautiful as the cathedral itself. The silence in the workshop has reached a new depth, a level of quiet that feels almost tactile, like heavy velvet draped over the shoulders of the room. You are resting in the heart of this sanctuary, where the only movement is the slow, hypnotic flicker of the dying fire and the occasional gentle adjustment of the artisan's hands. The air is perfectly still, held in a state of suspended animation by the sheer, unyielding mass of the stone walls around you. You are insulated from the vast, frozen expanse of the world, tucked away in this pocket of history where time has no meaning other than the measured, rhythmic progression of a single sacred craft. Observe the way the darkness gathers in the corners of the room, not as an oppressive force, but as a soft, comforting veil. It is a protective, warm darkness that invites you to close your eyes, to let the images of the workshop fade into the quiet background of your consciousness. The orange glow from the furnace is now merely a pulsing, steady point of reference, a gentle heartbeat of light that keeps the space anchored. The scent of wood ash is faint now, mingled with the lingering earthy aroma of the stone, a smell that grounds you to the very foundation of the earth itself. You are lying in a place that has been carved out of the bedrock of the world, and there is nowhere else you need to be. The artisan is moving with such slow, deliberate grace that he barely seems to be moving at all. He is currently cleaning the surface of a finished pen, his fingers tracing the contours of the lead, ensuring that every bond is tight and every edge is secure. His touch is light, almost tender, as if he is handling a fragile, living thing. This is the culmination of his effort, the moment where the scattered, disparate pieces of color come together to form a coherent whole. You realize that your own mind is being assembled in exactly the same way. The worries, the thoughts, and the scattered impressions of your day are being gathered into this calm, unified space, held together by the quiet, protective structure of this story. Listen to the sound of the wind, if it can even be called sound anymore. It is no longer a howl, but a distant muffled murmur, a reminder of the elements that you have so completely left behind. The thickness of the stone walls has rendered the outside world a mere abstraction, a story told in the language of drafts and code that you no longer speak. Here you only speak the language of warmth, of stillness, and of the rhythmic steady tapping that echoes softly in the room. Tap, tap. It is the most beautiful sound you have ever heard, a simple, repetitive promise that everything is in its place, that everything is being taken care of, and that you are allowed to simply exist. There is a sense of immense ancient comfort in knowing that this work has been done before. You are part of a lineage of people who have sought out this kind of quiet, who have needed this kind of sanctuary to mend their weary spirits. The artisan doesn't know you are here, yet he is creating a space for you, a container for your peace, just as he creates a container for the light. As you drift further into the depths of your own relaxation, you feel a profound sense of gratitude for this space. It is a gift of stone, of fire, and of time. It is a space where you can finally completely release the effort of holding yourself together. Let your breathing deepen with every inhale. Draw in the warmth of the workshop. With every exhale, release the last vestiges of your day. Feel the weight of your body sinking into the floor, not as a burden, but as a commitment to rest. You are becoming as solid as the stone, as calm as the lead, as steady as the light. The fire in the furnace is dimming, and as it does, your own energy is dimming in perfect harmony. You are entering the realm of the deep, dreamless rest, where the only thing that remains is the feeling of being held, the scent of the hearth, and the knowledge that you are completely, utterly, and safely at rest within the walls of the cathedral. The atmosphere inside the workshop has become so serene that it feels as though the very air has taken into a liquid calm, supporting you in a state of suspended weightlessness. The furnace has settled into a soft, glowing red, casting a dim, ambient light that barely brushes the surfaces of the stacked glass sheets waiting to be cut. These sheets, ranging from deep sapphire to rich earthy ochre, sit in neat, organized piles, representing the potential for beauty that is slowly being realized, one frame at a time. The artisan has set aside his mallet, his hands resting for a brief, quiet moment on the surface of his work. He is still, his eyes closed, listening to the silence of the cathedral as it reaches down through the heavy masonry to touch this room. It is a moment of shared stillness between you and him, a silent understanding that the work is enough and that the rest is well earned. This is the perfect moment to invite yourself deeper into this sanctuary. If you have been searching for a place to truly let go of the burdens of the modern world, you have found it within these walls. The craftsmanship, the history, and the profound impenetrable quietude are here to serve as your refuge. As the artisan begins his final slow preparations for the night, consider how you too can embrace this sense of completion. To continue your journey into deeper states of relaxation and to explore more stories that anchor the mind in peace and historical wonder, I invite you to join our community. Please subscribe to Sleepy History with Arthur to ensure you never miss these nightly departures into the sanctuary of the past. Your presence here, as a silent witness to the beauty of human effort and the solace of ancient places, is what makes this journey possible, and I am honored to be your guide through these quiet historical halls. The artisan stands now, his movements fluid and unhurried as he begins to tuck away his tools. He moves with a rhythm that respects the history of the materials he handles. The lead cames are coiled back into gentle loops. The glass fragments are swept away with a soft brush, and the mallet is placed carefully on the wooden rack. Every action is a closing movement, a way of signaling to the room that the work is finished and that the time for restoration has begun. As he works, you notice the way the light catches the dust motes dancing in the air. Tiny golden specks that shimmer like stars in the dimness of the workshop. They are suspended just like you in this perfect, airless, and beautiful moment. Feel the temperature of the room once more. It is not cold, nor is it hot. It is a perfectly temperate zone that feels like a soft embrace. The stone walls, having absorbed the warmth of the furnace, are now radiating it back to you. A gentle pulsing heat that soothes your skin and relaxes your muscles. It is as if the building itself is a living creature, breathing in the cold air from the outside and filtering it through its immense mass, turning the bitter winter into a gentle indoor spring. You are perfectly insulated, tucked away behind the cathedral's immense protective skin. The world outside, with all its noise, its demands, its uncertainties, and its haste, is thousands of miles away, beyond the reach of these thick, silent stones. As the artisan finally extinguishes the last glow of the furnace with a layer of ash, the room settles into a deep velvety darkness. This is not a frightening dark, but a heavy, comfortable one, like the inside of a closed book or a soft, well-lined pocket. Your eyes adjust and you find that you don't need to see because you can feel the safety of the floor, the stability of the walls, and the stillness of the air. You are at last entirely at home in the quiet. There is nothing left to do. The artisan has left the room, his footsteps muffled by the stone, leaving you entirely alone in this secure enclosed space. This is your kingdom of sleep, your cathedral of rest, and you have every right to remain here as long as you wish. Let your breathing remain slow. Let your thoughts dissolve into the shadows and allow the weight of the stone to carry you down into the deepest, most restorative sleep you have ever known. The night is long, the workshop is warm, and you are perfectly, entirely at peace. The transition into the absolute silence of the workshop feels like stepping into a pool of cool, dark water where the surface tension of your thoughts finally breaks. The artisan has departed, leaving behind a space that feels even more sacred in his absence. You are the sole inhabitant of this sanctuary now, a guest of the stone and the shadow. There is no trace of the bustling activity that defined the earlier hours. Instead, there is a profound settled energy. a residual hum of purpose that lingers in the air like the fading echoes of a bell. The stone floor beneath you is cool and unyielding, providing a firm, steady foundation that seems to draw the very last remnants of restlessness out of your body, grounding you deep into the heart of the cathedral. The darkness is absolute, yet it is not empty. It is a thick, textured darkness woven from the scent of old ash, cold iron, and the pervasive earthy smell of the mortar between the massive blocks of limestone. You find that your senses have sharpened in the quiet. You can hear the faint distant settling of the building, a soft, internal groan of stone against stone, the structural equivalent of a long, deep sigh. It is a slow, ancient sound, and it tells you that the cathedral is solid, enduring, and permanent. It has stood for years, and it will stand for centuries more. You are anchored to that permanence, protected by a strength that spans generations. As you lie here, feel the sensation of your physical self beginning to mirror the stability of the room. Your legs are heavy, anchored like the pillars that hold up the vaulted arches far above. Your torso is broad and steady, a foundation of quietude. Your head is clear, empty of the clutter of the day. There is no need to count the moments, no need to anticipate what comes next. The future has been pushed far away, out beyond the iron-bound doors, beyond the reach of the wind and the snow. Go out here. There is only the present, an infinite, stretching present that is yours to inhabit for as long as you wish. The air around you is still a perfect vacuum of noise, without the rhythmic tapping of the mallet. The silence has grown into a presence of its own. It is a soft, supportive weight that cradles you, preventing any stray thoughts from gaining traction. If a thought does manage to drift in, watch it as you would watch a dust mote in the light. Let it float, let it drift, and let it settle in the dark corners where it cannot bother you. You are becoming a part of the architecture, a silent, restful piece of the workshop's history. You are dissolving into the peace of the place, your own consciousness fading into the collective stillness of the stone. This is the beauty of the quiet. It strips away everything that is not essential, leaving you with the pure experience of existence. You don't need to be productive. You don't need to be articulate. You don't need to be anything other than what you are right now, a tired traveler who has found a place of rest. The warmth of the furnace may have faded, but the stone has retained the heat, a gentle ambient glow that feels like a soft woolen blanket wrapped around your soul. You are safe. You are warm. You are entirely, completely at rest. As you continue to drift, let the memory of the artisan's hands guide you deeper. Remember the way he moved, with intention, with reverence, and with a total lack of haste. Adopt that pace for your own mind. Slow your heart rate down to match the slow structural settling of the building. Breathe in the cool, clean air and breathe out the last bit of tension. You are descending further into the depths of your own relaxation, where the boundaries between you and the room begin to blur. You are the stone, you are the silence, and you are the peace. Sleepy History with Arthur is a sleep history storytelling platform created for entertainment, inspiration, education, and the promotion of positive emotional values. The silence you are currently inhabiting is not a void, it is a heavy velvet cloak that drapes over your entire being, insulating you from the jagged edges of the outside world. Within this dark enclosed chamber, the transition from wakefulness to sleep is a slow downward spiral into absolute tranquility. The sensation of the floor beneath you is remarkably grounding, as if you are being held by the very earth itself, which the cathedral's foundation is firmly anchored to. Every muscle in your body has long since ceased its struggle, yielding completely to the gravitational pull of this sacred, quiet space. You are no longer resisting, you are merely existing, a singular point of calm in an infinite dark and protective expanse. Consider the nature of the stones that surround you. These are not merely building materials. They are ancient, weathered, and deeply connected to the land. They have been shaped by the tools of men, but they have also been seasoned by the passage of centuries. In this total darkness, you can imagine the weight of the stone blocks above your head, a massive, comforting pressure that reinforces the feeling of being entirely hidden from the world. There is no draft, no flicker of unwanted light, no sound of the bustling village outside. There is only the consistent, rhythmic, and incredibly slow pulse of the building's own internal life. It is a slow tectonic kind of existence, and you have finally tuned your own heartbeat to match its enduring frequency. Your mind, once a turbulent sea of worries and future plans, has transformed into a calm, glass-like pool. Any ripples caused by the day's events have long since dissipated, leaving behind a surface of perfect, undisturbed reflection. You feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude for this stillness. It is a rare and precious gift to be able to pause so completely, to step out of the relentless flow of time and simply inhabit a space that does not demand anything of you. In this workshop, your only responsibility is to breathe, to rest, and to allow the darkness to cradle you. The artisan's work is done. His legacy of lead and light is safely tucked away in the shadows. And your work too is finished for this day. Notice how the air in the room feels different now. It is saturated with a profound, lingering sense of order. The tools, the glass, the lid, the furnace, everything has been returned to its proper place, creating a harmony that resonates through the very air you breathe. You are breathing in this order, internalizing the calm that comes from a task perfectly and patiently completed. You are essentially reorganizing your own internal state, piece by piece, just as the artisan reorganized the glass fragments into a beautiful window. You are aligning your thoughts, settling your emotions, and smoothing out the jagged edges of your consciousness until you too are a coherent and peaceful whole. If you find your attention wandering, gently guide it back to the sensation of the cool floor against your skin. This is your anchor. The hardness of the stone is a constant, unmoving point of reference that keeps you firmly in the present. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday or what will happen tomorrow. Those times are distant, abstract concepts that cannot reach you here. In this room, in this moment, you are shielded by the weight of the mountain of stone held in the cradle of history. You are becoming as still as the statues in the nave above you, as quiet as the midnight air, and as peaceful as the deepest, most untouched corners of the earth. Let the darkness deepen. Allow your eyes to stay closed. Even if you feel a flicker of awareness, the darkness is your ally now, a gentle, protective substance that fills every crevice of the room, including the spaces between your thoughts. You are drifting closer to the threshold of sleep, the soft, hazy border where reality melts into the gentle landscapes of the dream world. There is no need to hurry toward that border. Let the drift be slow. Let the transition be effortless. You are safe, you are warm, and you are entirely at peace in this beautiful ancient sanctuary. The stillness of the room has now achieved a depth that feels almost sacred, a complete and total synchronization with the ancient stone surrounding you. You are no longer merely sitting in a workshop. You are becoming an extension of the cathedral itself, a living component of this grand, silent architecture. The temperature, once a source of comfort, has settled into a perfect, uniform chill that only serves to make the protective layers of your inner warmth feel more profound. You are cocooned in this absolute airless sanctuary, where the only movement is the rhythmic deep rise and fall of your chest. This is the ultimate, quietest hour, the moment when the world outside has faded so far away that it exists only as a faint, forgotten whisper in the distant corners of your mind. You can feel the weight of the massive, vaulted ceilings miles above you, yet they feel intimate now. A protective canopy shielding you from the infinite cold expanse of the stars. The space around you is filled with the residual energy of centuries of devotion. not just in the creation of the stained glass, but in the very effort of building, of stacking stone upon stone, of carving beauty into the bedrock. You are resting on a foundation that has held the prayers of thousands, and that collective stillness is now yours to inhabit. There is no urgency in this space. Every breath you take is a testament to the fact that you have nowhere else to be, nothing else to do, and no other identity to maintain. You are simply a resting soul in a house of stone, surrounded by the echoes of a gentle, forgotten history. The scent of the workshop has evolved into something even more primal and comforting. The smell of earth, of cooling iron, and of the dry ancient dust that settles in the hidden crannies of the architecture. It is an honest grounding scent that anchors your spirit to the earth. When you inhale, you breathe in the stability of the foundation. When you exhale, you release any remaining traces of the outside world, watching them drift into the dark, where they are consumed by the sheer, quiet mass of the building. You are effectively clearing the path for a sleep that will be as restorative and deep as the silence that has reigned in this corner for hundreds of years. Imagine your body as a piece of glass, waiting to be set into the frame of the night. You are being carefully placed, measured, and held by the unseen hands of the universe, ensuring that you are perfectly aligned, perfectly secure, and perfectly supported. There is no fear of breaking, for the frame is strong and the materials are solid. You are being held with a care that transcends time. This is a space of ultimate security, a place where the concept of danger, of change, or of loss has no meaning. You are static, you are safe, and you are ready to surrender to the pool of the deepest, darkest, and most peaceful rest. The silence is so complete now that you can hear the internal music of your own body, the slow rhythmic pulse of your heart, the soft swishing sound of your own breath, the subtle hum of your own inner peace. These are the only sounds that matter. They are the rhythms of life persisting in the heart of the stone, a gentle reminder that you are a part of the vast, breathing, living history of the world. You are not separate from this place. You are a reflection of its stillness. As you continue to sink further into the floor, feel the edges of your consciousness blurring. The room is growing larger, or perhaps you are growing smaller, dissolving into the fabric of the shadows, becoming one with the dark, beautiful, and eternal quiet. Sleepy History with Arthur combines the power of AI to reimagine fictional historical tales, bringing peace, relaxation, and positive emotional values to our listeners. You are now drifting in the deepest reaches of the quiet, where the distinction between the physical room and the state of your own mind has vanished entirely. There is no longer a here or a there, only a vast, infinite ocean of stillness that stretches out in all directions. The stone, the air, the darkness, and your own consciousness have all merged into a single seamless reality. This is the ultimate sanctuary, the place you have been seeking all day, hidden deep beneath the surface of the world, protected by the sheer unyielding weight of the cathedral's foundation. You feel a profound sense of relief, as if a great heavy iron gate has been lifted from your shoulders, allowing you to finally exhale the last lingering stresses of the waking world. The darkness has become a source of profound nourishment. It is thick with peace, filled with the gentle rhythmic resonance of the building's own stillness. You are floating in this darkness, supported by the strength of the stone, held in a cradle of absolute safety. If you could see yourself, you would see a figure perfectly at rest, a person who has finally learned the secret of letting go. There is no tension in your limbs, no tightness in your chest, no hurried movement in your mind. You are completely, utterly still, and in that stillness, you have found a reservoir of strength that you never knew you possessed. It is a quiet, steady power, born of patience and the deliberate act of resting. Think about the way the artisan treated his materials, the care with which he cut the glass, the precision with which he shaped the lid, the reverence with which he assembled the pieces. You are treating your own mind with that same level of care. You are carefully selecting which thoughts to keep and which to let go. You are shaping your state of being with the same precision, ensuring that everything is aligned for a period of deep, restorative rest. You are not rushing the process. You are allowing the natural pace of the night to guide you. You are moving with the flow of the stillness, becoming a master of your own internal landscape, crafting a masterpiece of peace out of the raw materials of the day. The scent of the air is now a whisper of something ancient and clean, the very essence of stone and history. It is a fragrance that cleanses the soul, washing away the impurities of noise and urgency. You are breathing in this purity, and with every breath, you feel yourself becoming lighter, less attached to the physical world, more connected to the timeless, enduring peace of the cathedral. You are sinking deeper past the layers of consciousness into the foundational level of your own being, where the silence is absolute and the rest is unconditional. There is no ceiling here, no floor, no walls, only the vast, comforting, and endless expanse of the dark. In this state, even the concept of time has dissolved. You are no longer measuring your existence in minutes or hours. You are measuring it in breaths, in heartbeats, in the steady rhythmic pulses of the universe. This is the true meaning of eternity, not a long drawn out period of time, but a single perfect moment that refuses to end. You are anchored in this moment, held by the strength of the foundation, kept safe by the quiet of the night. There is no need for you to worry about what happens next, for in this sanctuary, what happens next is irrelevant. You are at the destination, you are at the heart of the peace. As the silence continues to wrap around you, feel a sensation of warmth spreading from your core to your extremities. It is a gentle, soothing heat, the residual energy of the stone, the memory of the fire, and the warmth of your own deeply relaxed body. You are glowing with this warmth, a small, quiet ember of light in the heart of the darkness. You are entirely comfortable, entirely secure, and entirely ready to slide into the deepest, most dreamless sleep imaginable. Let your mind go completely soft, like silk settling on the floor, and allow the quiet of the cathedral to be the last thing you know before you drift away. You are now submerged in the deepest stratum of the night, where the silence of the Chartres workshop has become the very atmosphere of your mind. There is a weightless, tranquil quality to this space that transcends the physical world, a state where the barriers between your own consciousness and ancient protective environment of the cathedral have completely dissolved. The heavy iron-bound doors, the thick masonry foundations, and the memory of the glowing furnace have all merged into a single cohesive feeling of absolute security. You are lying in a sanctuary that has been carved out of time, a place where the frenetic energy of the modern world cannot penetrate, even if it tried. The stillness here is a physical presence, a soft, invisible blanket that tucks you into the earth itself, holding you in a position of complete and total surrender. Consider the journey you have taken to reach this point. You have moved from the biting cold and the howling winds of the world outside, through the heavy threshold of the workshop, and down into the profound, meditative depths of this historical refuge. You have witnessed the patient, rhythmic craft of the artisan, and you have allowed that same patience to take root within your own spirit. Now you are reaping the rewards of that transition, a mind that is clear, a body that is perfectly relaxed, and a soul that is anchored in the peaceful, enduring legacy of the cathedral. You have successfully shed the layers of your day piece by piece, just as the artisan finished his window, until all that remains is the pure, unfiltered core of your own being, resting in the quiet dark. If you are looking to carry this feeling of sanctuary into your daily life, to find these moments of profound stillness whenever the world feels overwhelming, I invite you to make this space a permanent part of your evening routine. Our community is built on the shared understanding that rest is not a luxury, but a necessity, and that the stories of the past hold the keys to the peace we seek in the present. Please subscribe to Sleepy History with Arthur. By doing so, you are not just supporting the creation of these immersive historical landscapes, but you are also joining a group of like-minded individuals who value the power of storytelling to heal, restore, and inspire. Your engagement is the bridge that connects these ancient, quiet corners of the world to your own modern life, and I am deeply grateful to have you as a traveler on this journey. As you rest in this beautiful dark silence, think of the way the stone walls have stood against the winters of centuries. They have been battered by storms, frozen by the elements, and yet they remain unmoving, unwavering, and constant. You possess that same level of endurance within you. The stresses of your life, no matter how intense they may feel, are merely fleeting weather patterns against the bedrock of your character. You are the stone, you are the foundation. You have the inherent capacity to remain still, to remain calm, and to remain whole, regardless of the chaos that may swirl around you. This is the ultimate lesson of the workshop, that beauty is created through pressure and patience, and that strength is found in the ability to hold one's ground in the quiet. The darkness is now your closest friend, a velvet void that invites you to release the very last of your awareness. There is no longer a need to follow the story, no need to visualize the artisan or the lead or the glass. All of those images can now fade, as they are no longer necessary to sustain the peace you have achieved. You have arrived at the destination. The sanctuary is yours, the history is yours, and the rest is yours. Let your focus narrow until it is only the sound of your own slow rhythmic breathing. Feel the air move in and out of your lungs, cool and clean, carrying with it the peace of the ages. You are drifting into the deep black water of the most restorative sleep, where the only thing that exists is the warmth of your own existence held in the safe, eternal arms of the night. The silence within the workshop is now so profound that it feels as if the cathedral itself is holding its breath, waiting for you to fully succumb to the peace it offers. You are resting in a space that has been purified by time and labor, where the very atoms of the air seem to vibrate with a slow, low-frequency hum of ancient stability. There is no longer any distinction between the cold stone floor and your own resting body. You have integrated with the space, becoming a part of the foundation, a part of the history, and a part of the quietude. Every breath you take is a deep, nourishing draught of the stillness, and with each exhale, you release any remaining threads of consciousness that might anchor you to the world of movement and light. Observe how the darkness has transitioned from a color to a physical sensation. It is a heavy velvet weight that presses against your eyelids, inviting them to remain closed indefinitely. It is a protective, insulating darkness, like the interior of a vault or a deep mountain cavern where the echoes of the surface world cannot penetrate. You are safe here. You are beyond the reach of demands, schedules, or the persistent tick-tock of a clock. Time has ceased to exist in a linear fashion, folding in on itself to become a single, eternal present. You are not waiting for anything. You are not anticipating anything. You are simply existing in the perfect, undisturbed core of the night. Think of the way a seed remains dormant beneath the earth during the winter, waiting for the right moment to emerge. You are in that dormant, protective phase now. You are tucked away in the deep, warm dark, gathering your strength, replenishing your energy, and allowing your spirit to settle into a state of absolute, unmoving equilibrium. The work of the artisan, the cutting of the glass, the molding of the lead, these are all echoes of a world that is distant, a world that is secondary to the primary importance of your own restoration. The window will be beautiful, yes, but the rest you are finding right now is the foundation upon which all future beauty is built. There is an immense quiet power in this abandonment of effort. Throughout your day, you exert so much energy trying to maintain your shape, to hold your thoughts together, to respond to the environment around you. Here you are released from that duty. You can let go. You can allow your physical form to relax until it is as soft and malleable as the lead the artisan used. You can let your thoughts settle until they are as clear and still as the panes of glass waiting to be installed. You are being reconstructed by the silence, reformed into a version of yourself that is balanced, calm, and deeply centered. If you feel a sense of floating, do not fight it. It is the natural consequence of moving out of the physical constraints of your day and into the ethereal, dreamlike state of deep restoration. You are a vessel of light currently being stored in a place of perfect safety. The massive stone foundations of the cathedral are your armor, protecting your inner spark from the cold, the wind, and the distractions of the outside. Trust in the weight of those walls. Trust in the permanence of this space. It has held others before you. It will hold others after you. And for this one night, it belongs entirely to you. As your awareness continues to dim, listen to the rhythm of the room one last time. There is no mallet now, no furnace, only the sound of your own heartbeat, which has slowed to a steady rhythmic pulse that mirrors the slow geological settling of the cathedral itself. You are completely in sync with the architecture, in sync with the silence, and in sync with the universe. There is no more need for words, for thoughts, or for imagery. There is only the warm, dark, silent embrace of the workshop and the beckoning call of a sleep so deep it feels like returning to the very beginning of time. Let go now. Let go of the story, let go of the room, and let go of the self until you are nothing more than a peaceful, dreaming presence in the heart of Chartres. You are suspended in the absolute heart of the sanctuary, a place where the noise of the century has been silenced by the sheer, unyielding weight of the cathedral's foundation. The air is cool, yet it carries the residual warmth of the day's labor, a gentle reminder that even in the depth of winter, life and creation persist within these thick, stone-carved walls. You are no longer merely a visitor in this glazier's workshop. You have become a part of its fabric, as much a fixture here as the heavy oaken benches or the rows of lead canes stored in the shadows. Darkness is not a barrier, it is a soft, welcoming medium that allows you to float untethered from the heavy expectations of the world that exists beyond these iron-bound doors. In this deep, meditative state, the sensation of your own physical presence begins to fade, replaced by a profound sense of integration with the space. You feel as though your very skin is cooling and smoothing, taking on the texture of the ancient limestone that rises high above you, supporting the immense arches of the nave. The stillness you are experiencing is not empty. It is filled with the echoes of history, the whispered prayers of those who worked the stone, the soft rhythmic sighs of those who sought sanctuary in the shadow of this great edifice, and the slow steady pulse of time itself. You are anchored in this continuum, held by the strength of the past and protected from the uncertainties of the future. Consider the rhythm of the artisan's craft, which once defined this space. The slow, precise movements of hands working with glass, the careful pressure of the mallet against the lid, the intentionality behind every single choice. That rhythm is now the rhythm of your own mind. You are curating your own thoughts with the same care. You are setting them into the frame of your consciousness, choosing only the ones that bring peace, the ones that reflect light, the ones that contribute to the integrity of your inner window. Anything that does not serve your rest is being set aside, left in the scraps of the day, while you focus on the clarity, the stability, and the beauty of your own inner calm. You have reached a point where the distinction between your breathing and the ambient stillness of the room has vanished. When you inhale, you are breathing in the patience of the centuries. When you exhale, you are releasing the urgency of the moment. There is no task left to finish. The furnace is dark, The workshop is tidied, and the master glazier has long since retired, leaving the sanctuary to the quietude of the night. You are the sole observer of this stillness, a privilege that offers you the rarest of gifts, the ability to exist without having to perform, to be without having to do, and to rest without having to earn it. The sense of isolation you might feel is actually a feeling of ultimate protective containment. You are in a shell, a hard, impenetrable, and secure shell that separates you from the cold, the wind, and the chaotic movement of the world outside. The thickness of the stone walls is your shield. The depth of the night is your camouflage. The silence is your armor. Within this enclosure, nothing can touch you, nothing can demand anything of you, and nothing can disrupt the delicate, beautiful process of your relaxation. You are perfectly insulated, tucked away in the most secure corner of the world, where the only thing that matters is the slowing of your pulse and the deepening of your peace. As the moments stretch into what feels like hours, notice how your mind has stopped trying to label or describe your experience. There is no need for words in the heart of the sanctuary. The architecture of the space is enough. The sensation of the stone, the memory of the warmth, and the rhythm of the darkness are sufficient to guide you into the deepest, most restorative sleep. Allow your consciousness to sink, like a pebble falling through a clear, deep lake, passing through the layers of the day, the week, and the year, until you settle firmly into the bedrock of your own being. You are there now. You are safe. You are home. You have drifted into a layer of silence so deep that it feels as if the very air has turned into silk, gently draping over your senses and smoothing out the last remnants of the waking world. The workshop, once a place of activity, has now fully transformed into a temple of rest. The thick stone-carved walls have sealed themselves against the world, creating a pressurized chamber of calm where your breathing is the only clock. You are lying in this darkness, feeling the weight of the floor against your back, a solid, unmoving comfort that tells you everything is fundamentally okay. There is no need for your muscles to hold you, no need for your mind to scan the horizon for danger. You have arrived at the center of the sanctuary, and here you are perfectly undeniably safe. The way the air sits in the room, still, cool, and smelling faintly of minerals and ash, is a testament to the fact that you are protected. You are tucked deep into the foundation, shielded by the massive ancient stones of the cathedral that have outlasted empires and storms. When you lie here, you are resting on a history that is immovable. You are a passenger on a vessel made of rock and faith, drifting through the ocean of the night. This sense of being held, of being part of something larger and more permanent than yourself, is the foundation of the rest you are now sinking into. It is a rest that goes beyond the physical. It is a restoration of the spirit, a realignment of your inner world to match the stillness of the stone. If you are someone who finds it difficult to leave the noise of the day behind, know that this is a skill you are currently perfecting. By choosing to return to this sanctuary night after night, you are teaching your mind that there is a border between the world and your inner self. That border is the door to this workshop. Once you step inside, you are no longer the person who has tasks, who has deadlines, or who has worries. You are simply a consciousness in the dark, a witness to the beauty of stillness. I encourage you to join us in this practice regularly. Please subscribe to Sleepy History with Arthur and become a steady part of this community that understands the profound power of rest. Your journey with us helps preserve these stories, and in turn, these stories help preserve your peace. Together, we are building a refuge, one listener at a time, within the walls of this digital cathedral. The darkness itself is becoming your blanket. It is not empty, but full of the potential for dreams, a soft, textured void where your imagination can roam free of constraints. You don't need to look for anything, you only need to let the darkness wash over you. If a stray thought of the morning or the evening tries to surface, Treat it like a light object dropped into a deep, clear pond. Watch it sink, see it drift down through the layers of the dark, past the stone, past the history, and into the earth beneath. You don't need to hold onto it. You don't need to resolve it. You only need to let it go, returning your attention to the rhythm of your own slow, steady breath. The artisan's workshop is now fully submerged in the night. The tools are silent, the lid is cold, and the glass is waiting for the dawn. But you do not need to wait for the dawn. You are already in the time of rest, the time of the moon, the time of the deep, dreamless sleep. Let your eyelids grow heavier than you thought possible. Let your limbs lose all their definition, becoming as fluid and soft as the materials the glazier worked with all day. You are dissolving into the comfort of the stone. You are becoming the quiet. You are entering the most beautiful, dark, and restorative sleep of your life, where the only thing that remains is the feeling of being held and the absolute certainty that when you wake, you will be whole, refreshed, and renewed by the peace of Chartres. The deep, resonant silence of the workshop has become a physical blanket, insulating your consciousness from the passage of time and the remnants of the world above. You are settled into the very foundation of the cathedral, a space where the air is as still as a frozen pond, and the darkness is as comforting as a secret kept between friends. The sensation of the ground beneath you is unwavering, a solid anchor that reminds you that you are firmly rooted in a place of permanence. You are no longer navigating the currents of your own life. You have drifted into a bay of absolute stillness, where the only movement is the slow, inevitable rhythm of your own restorative breathing. Consider the thickness of the stone walls around you, built to withstand the pressures of centuries. They are not merely blocks of limestone, they are the physical manifestation of patience and deliberate intent. They have held back the storms of 1,000 years, and now they hold back the noise and the haste of your current day. You can feel the coolness of these walls even through the air, a steady, refreshing temperature that slows your heartbeat and invites your muscles to release their final hold on tension. There is no need to stand, no need to move, and no need to think. You are being held by the architecture of peace itself. The scent of the room, a faint, lingering perfume of wood, ash, metal, and damp earth, acts as a grounding force, connecting you to the very center of the land. It is an honest smell stripped of the artificiality of the modern world. In this sanctuary, you are not defined by your roles, your accomplishments, or your worries. You are defined only by your presence. You are a soul at rest in a place of creation. The artisan may have left, but the essence of his work remains woven into the atmosphere, teaching you the value of a steady hand and a quiet mind. Every piece of glass he set, every seam of lead he smoothed was a meditation. You are now participating in that same meditation, letting your own life settle into a perfect, coherent, and beautiful arrangement. As you lie here, feel the sensation of the darkness gently filling the space around you. It is a thick, velvety darkness, soft enough to touch, heavy enough to protect. It acts as a shield against the intrusive thoughts that usually fill your evenings. If a memory of your day drifts into your mind, simply observe it as you would a shadow passing over the floor of the workshop. Do not reach for it. Do not analyze it. Let it pass through the room and disappear into the safety of the dark. Your mind is a workshop now, and it is time for the work to end. The tools are set aside, the fire is out, and the room is ready for the long, deep cycle of the night. The feeling of weightlessness you may be experiencing is the final stage of your release. You are shedding the heavy mantle of your identity, becoming as light as a plume of smoke, as fluid as molten lead. You are no longer carrying the weight of the world. The building is doing that for you. The cathedral is strong enough to bear the burden of your concerns, and the workshop is deep enough to hide them away until you have regained your strength. You are being renewed in the quiet. You are being rebuilt in the shadows. Your spirit is finding its true center, and your body is sinking into the deepest, most restorative sleep you have ever known. There is nothing left to wait for. The transition is complete. You are in the sanctuary, you are in the dark, and you are in the peace. Every breath is a step deeper. Every heartbeat is a note in the song of the stillness. You are drifting into the deep black waters of the night, where you will remain until the world of light gently calls you back. But for now, there is only this, the warmth of the stone, the memory of the fire, and the total blissful and absolute silence of the workshop at the heart of the cathedral. You are now floating in the deepest, most tranquil reaches of the workshop, where the concept of time has dissolved into the simple, rhythmic cycle of the night. The stillness here is not merely an absence of noise, it is a profound active presence, a thick velvet texture that wraps around you and holds you in a state of suspension. You are lying in the very heart of the cathedral's foundation, a space where the air is cool, dry, and imbued with the scent of aged stone and the memory of the forge. It is a protective, enclosed sanctuary that offers you total refuge from the complexities of the world outside. The heavy oaken doors are sealed against the winter, and the stone walls are so immense that they block out the very idea of distance, urgency, or change. You are completely insulated in a pocket of history, a place where the only thing that matters is the steady, slow, and restorative act of resting. Think of how the massive blocks of limestone are stacked above you, an infinite weight of craftsmanship and devotion that acts as your ceiling. This weight is not oppressive, it is comforting. It is the physical manifestation of stability. Every stone is a promise kept, every arch a sigh of relief. You are part of that stability now. You are anchored to the earth by the very bones of the cathedral. And as you lie here, you can feel that groundedness seeping into your own spirit. You are no longer drifting through the anxieties of your daily life. You are moored in a harbor of absolute peace. The floor, hard and cool, feels like a solid foundation beneath your back. And as you breathe, you are absorbing the stillness of the foundations themselves, letting the firmness of the earth become the firmness of your own resolve to be at rest. The darkness in the room has a color, a deep, rich indigo that seems to pulse with the slow internal rhythm of the building. It is a light that does not demand you see anything, but rather invites you to stop looking entirely. With your eyes closed, you are painting your own internal landscape of peace. You are not building a window, but you are framing your own state of being. You are placing each thought into a secure, lit-bound space, ensuring that your mind is organized, clean, and ready for a long, undisturbed slumber. The erratic movements of your mind, once so busy, have slowed to a crawl, matching the pace of the artisan who hours ago finished his final task. There is no urgency in this space. No one is waiting for you. No one is watching you. You have been granted this precious interval to simply be. Breathe in the aroma of the room one more time. It is a clean, honest scent, the smell of things that have served their purpose and are now waiting for the next day. It is the scent of a workshop that has been cleaned, swept, and laid to rest. By inhaling this scent, you are taking in the essence of completion. You are signaling to your own nervous system that it too can now close up shop for the night. You are shutting down the systems of stress, the gears of worry, and the fires of ambition. You are entering the state of the dormant earth, the state of the sleeping stone, the state of the silent light. You are a participant in the deep ancient rhythm of the cathedral, a cycle that has persisted for hundreds of years and will continue long after you have moved on. As you drift further into the dark, notice how your physical self feels increasingly indistinct. Your hands, your feet, your head, they are all losing their edges, blending into the soft, cool air of the workshop. You are becoming a presence of peace rather than a body of tension. You are a ripple in a still lake that has finally finished moving, and now you are just the water. You are the stillness. You are the foundation. You are the history. The deep, heavy silence of the cathedral is your lullaby, a song without words that tells you everything you need to know. You are safe, you are held, and you are finally completely allowed to sleep. The night is vast. The workshop is warm, and you are drifting down into the deepest, most beautiful depths of your own consciousness, where the dreams are quiet, the rest is total, and the peace is eternal. There is no bottom to this sleep, only a long, gentle descent into the heart of the night. The silence within this subterranean chamber has attained a quality of absolute crystalline purity. You are resting in a place where sound has no purchase, where the air is so still it feels like a physical substance, a soft, invisible weight pressing against you in the most comforting way imaginable. The thick stone walls, having absorbed the warmth of the furnace throughout the day, are now radiating that stored energy back into the room, creating a gentle ambient heat that permeates your clothes and settles deep into your bones. You are no longer shivering from the winter that rages outside. You are basking in the residual legacy of the artisan's industry. It is a profound and nourishing heat, the kind that reminds your body that it is safe to abandon its guard, to let the shoulders drop, and to allow the jaw to unclench. You can imagine the immense weight of the cathedral's nave above you, an architectural feat of soaring arches and flying buttresses that defy gravity. Yet here in the workshop, that weight is transformed into a cocoon. You are tucked deep into the bedrock, held by a structure that is designed to endure for 1,000 years. This sense of permanence is infectious. As you lie in the dark, you feel the fragility of your own anxieties being countered by the sturdiness of the stone. Why worry about the fleeting concerns of a day when you are sheltered by the enduring work of a century? You are anchoring yourself to this stability, letting the immovability of the building become the foundation of your own inner peace. The darkness is no longer just an absence of light, it is a velvet protective field that surrounds you. It is a medium through which you are moving, a soft dark water that supports you as you drift further away from the surface of consciousness. There is no need for your eyes to adjust. No need for your brain to process the geometry of the room. You are simply existing in a state of pure, unadulterated rest. You are a part of the workshop now, an essential element in the composition of this night, just as important as the lead camps or the stained glass panels. You are the final piece of the day's work, a person finally and completely at rest. Listen to the rhythm of the cathedral. If you are very still, you can almost hear the slow, deep settling of the foundation, a sound too low for human ears to register as a note, but felt as a vibration in the chest. It is a sound of immense slow power. It is the sound of the earth holding up the sky. Match your own breathing to this vibration. Let your inhale be a slow, deep intake of the ancient dusty air, and let your exhale be a long, releasing flow of everything you have been carrying. You are aligning your own biological rhythm with the geological rhythm of the structure. You are becoming a part of the earth itself, rooted, secure, and profoundly at peace. Every muscle in your body has now surrendered. The hands that have grasped at the world all day are now open, palms turned toward the cool, supportive floor. Your feet, which have carried you across the miles of your life, are now still, their purpose complete. Your eyes, which have seen so much, are now closed in a deep, welcome darkness. There is no more input to process, no more decisions to make, no more roles to play. You are free from the obligation of being yourself. You are simply a witness to the stillness, a passenger in the workshop of the night, sailing toward the furthest reaches of the subconscious. This is the beauty of the sanctuary. It does not ask you to change, to improve, or to achieve. It only asks for your presence, and by giving it that, by choosing to lie here in the dark, by choosing to listen to the silence, you are performing a restorative act of the highest order. You are repairing the fraying edges of your spirit. You are gathering your scattered energy into a single cohesive pool. You are entering the realm where the heart heals and the mind mends. Let yourself sink even further now, down through the levels of the floor, down into the cool, dark comfort of the deep night, until you are fully immersed in the most beautiful, dark, and silent rest you have ever known. The environment surrounding you has reached a state of perfect, crystalline stillness, a rare and precious atmospheric quality that only exists in the deepest, most insulated sanctuaries. You are resting in the very core of the Chartres Foundation, a space where the noise of existence has been filtered out by the sheer imposing mass of stone and time. The air here feels thick and cool, carrying with it a profound sense of history that seems to settle over you like a gentle weighted veil. Every breath you take is crisp and clean, devoid of the dust and chaos of the outside world. And with every exhalation, you release the last remaining traces of your day. The floor beneath you is cool and unyielding, acting as an anchor that grounds your spirit, pulling you out of the turbulent currents of your thoughts and into a calm, steady harbor of absolute silence. Consider the absolute security of your position. You are protected by walls that have been raised with the singular purpose of creating a space for reflection and awe. These stones are not just materials, they are prayers, they are effort, they are the manifestation of human endurance in the face of the infinite. By resting within their embrace, you are borrowing that endurance. You are letting the strength of the cathedral become your own. You do not need to be strong or alert or capable in this moment. The architecture of the building is holding you up, shielding you and keeping you safe. You can let go of the responsibility of protecting yourself, for you are already in the most protected space imaginable. The weight of the world is being carried by the arches and the buttresses, not by you. As you sink deeper into the dark, observe the way the shadows in the corners have become soft and indistinct. They are no longer sharp or defined. They have blended together into a soothing indigo-colored mist that fills the room. It is a visual representation of the peace you are experiencing, an easing of boundaries, a softening of edges, a transition from the harsh geometry of your daily life into the flowing ethereal landscape of the subconscious. You don't have to navigate this space, you only have to flow with it. Like a leaf resting on the surface of a still pond, you are being cradled by the very environment you inhabit. There is no destination, no progress to be made, and no need to move toward anything other than the deepening of your own rest. Think of the glazier's craft once more, not as a task, but as a rhythm, the slow, measured pace of a man who understands that true quality cannot be rushed. You are adopting that pace now. You are slowing your metabolism, your thoughts, and your very essence to match the cadence of that ancient, deliberate work. Your heart is beating in time with the slow geological settling of the cathedral itself. This is a rhythmic alignment that promotes the deepest kind of healing. Your body knows exactly what to do. It knows how to repair, how to rejuvenate, and how to store the energy you will need for the coming cycle. It is performing this work automatically, fueled by the stillness and the safety of your surroundings. If you feel your awareness drifting, allow it to wander without resistance. The deeper you go, the more the distractions of your identity fall away, leaving you with only the pure, undistilled experience of being. You are becoming a presence, a witness, a quiet spark in the heart of the stone. This is a space of ultimate freedom, where you are not defined by what you do or who you know or what you have achieved. You are simply a consciousness in the dark, a traveler who has found a home in the silence. There is no urgency in this space, no demand for your attention, and no pressure to return to the surface. You are safely anchored in the depths of the workshop, and you are free to remain here as long as your spirit requires. As the silence grows even more absolute, feel the sensation of warmth returning to your extremities, a gentle glow that radiates from your center and travels outward to your fingers and toes. This is the warmth of the soul, the heat of the quiet life that persists even in the cold heart of winter. It is the proof that you are well, that you are intact, and that you are perfectly in balance with the sanctuary. Let this warmth lull you into the final deep stage of your transition. Let the room grow larger in your mind until it encompasses the entire world, and let yourself grow smaller until you are nothing more than a peaceful dreaming breath in the middle of the eternal night. You are ready now. You are sleeping beneath the surface. You are entering the most beautiful, silent, and restorative rest you have ever known. And there is nothing to fear in the dark. The workshop has retreated into a state of profound absolute stillness, a quiet so deep it feels like the foundation of the world itself. You are lying in this sacred enclosed space, feeling the cool, solid reality of the stone floor beneath you. It is a grounding sensation, an anchor for your consciousness, preventing it from drifting too far into the airy realms of sleep before you have fully savored this peace. The air is perfectly balanced, carrying the faint dry scent of wood ash and the mineral sharpness of limestone, a combination that has been the backdrop of this artisan's life for many years. You are in the safest place imaginable, a pocket of history shielded from the winter, the wind, and the relentless ticking of time. The massive walls, built with the intent of standing for an eternity, act as a dam, holding back the chaos of the outside world and creating this pool of absolute tranquility for you to inhabit. You can sense the sheer weight of the cathedral rising above you, a monumental structure that breathes slowly in the moonlight. Each stone, each arch, each buttress is part of an interconnected web of support, and you are currently resting in the very heart of that web. The protection it offers is not just physical, it is psychological. An immense invisible hand that presses gently against your thoughts, smoothing them out, calming them down, and guiding them into the orderly, silent pattern of the workshop. You are being held by the collective intent of thousands of builders, a legacy of focused work that permeates the very air. This is why you feel so secure here. You are literally resting in a house built by people who understood the value of sacred space, and you are now the beneficiary of that understanding. The darkness is no longer a void. It is a soft, tangible presence. As you lie here with your eyes closed, the darkness takes on a soothing, velvety texture, wrapping around you in an embrace that requires no effort to accept. There is no need to look for light, for your inner vision has taken over, painting a landscape of soft indigo colors and gentle undulating shapes. This is the interior of your own sanctuary, a place you have created by letting go of the need for control. Every time you release a thought, you are adding a layer of comfort to this place. Every time you slow your breathing, you are deepening the peace of this room. You are the architect of your own rest, and the foundation you are building upon is solid, ancient, and entirely your own. Consider the rhythm of your own body as it mirrors the rhythm of the room. Your chest rises and falls with a slow, deliberate grace, a movement that seems to belong to the building as much as it does to you. There is no rush to take the next breath. There is no urgency to end this experience. You are perfectly in sync with the environment, a harmonious note in the silent symphony of the cathedral. This alignment is what brings the deepest rest. When you stop fighting the flow of time and instead surrender to the stillness, you unlock a reservoir of restorative energy that the waking world rarely allows you to access. You are drinking from that reservoir now, filling yourselves with the calm of the stone and the patience of the midnight hour. The sensation of the floor is becoming increasingly comfortable, a reliable, unmoving presence that accepts your entire weight. You can feel your muscles letting go of their last stubborn hold on the day. Your shoulders, once braced for the challenges of life, are now limp and heavy. Your legs, once restless, are now still and anchored. Your face, which has worn so many expressions today, is now completely blank, devoid of tension, as smooth and unblemished as the glass pieces waiting to be set in the window. You are transitioning into a state of pure, uncomplicated being where the only thing that exists is the quiet, the cool, and the profound, beautiful certainty that everything is exactly as it should be. This is the beauty of the sanctuary. It is a place where you can be empty, where you can be raw, and where you can be soft without ever fearing the world will come to shatter that softness. The walls are too thick, the foundation too deep, and the silence too heavy for anything to penetrate this space. You are encased in a bubble of peace, a temporal oasis in the middle of a long, cold winter. As you drift closer to the threshold of sleep, let the image of the workshop fade entirely. Let the artisan, the furnace, and the tools dissolve into the shadows. You are becoming the shadow. You are becoming the night. You are becoming the absolute, silent, and restorative peace. That is the true purpose of this sanctuary. The atmosphere within the workshop has reached a state of such exquisite stillness that the very air feels suspended, held in place by the ancient massive stones that cradle you. You are nestled in the most profound pocket of silence imaginable, deep beneath the soaring arches of the cathedral, where the winter wind cannot reach and the worries of the world are quite simply non-existent. The temperature is perfectly maintained, a cool, refreshing temperature that invigorates your senses before lulling you into a deeper state of relaxation. You are resting on the floor, the solid, unyielding stone offering a sense of stability that has been missing from your day. It is a grounding sensation, a reminder that you are part of the earth, anchored to a bedrock that has remained unchanged for centuries. You can sense the sheer mass of the cathedral above you, a weight of history and devotion that presses down with a gentle, protective force. It is as if the building is a giant living entity, and you have found a place of shelter within its very heart. This sense of being contained, of being wrapped in the embrace of a structure designed for endurance, is incredibly soothing. It allows you to release the burden of needing to hold yourself together. Here, in the dark, the stone holds you, the silence holds you. You are supported by a foundation that is far stronger than any challenge you might face in your waking life. This recognition is the final key to your surrender, the moment where you truly let go of your own agency and allow the sanctuary to provide for your rest. The darkness is no longer just a lack of light. It is a soft, enveloping blanket that connects every corner of the room. It is a velvet indigo expanse that encourages your eyes to remain closed and your mind to turn inward. Within this internal landscape, you find that the frantic pace of your thoughts has slowed to a rhythmic, pulsing cadence. You are no longer thinking in words or images. You are experiencing thoughts as pure states of being. A thought of comfort, a thought of safety, a thought of silence, they pass through your mind like gentle ripples on a calm pool. You are observing these ripples without feeling the need to catch them, to judge them, or to act upon them. You are merely the witness, the quiet observer in the center of the storm of existence, currently enjoying the eye of the calm. The scent of the room, a faint, dusty combination of wood ash, metal, and cool minerals, is a constant grounding anchor. It is the smell of a place where things have been made by hand, where the process of creation has left its mark on the environment. By breathing this air, you are breathing in the essence of that slow, meticulous craft. You are internalizing the pace of the artisan, the care of the glazier, and the patience of the stonecutter. This essence is restorative. It works beneath your consciousness, aligning your own internal systems with the orderly, deliberate, and calm vibrations of the workshop. You are being reconstructed by the very air, becoming more peaceful, more steady, and more aligned with the natural ancient stillness of this place. Consider the sensation of your body as you lie here, perfectly still. Your weight is evenly distributed, a testament to your total surrender to gravity. There is no tension in your neck, no tightness in your fingers, no lingering worry in your brow. You are a person in a state of absolute equilibrium. If you were to look at yourself, you will see someone who has finally found the rhythm of the night. You are becoming a part of the workshop's legacy, a traveler who has stopped to rest in the sanctuary of the cathedral, adding your own quiet moment to its long enduring history. This thought brings a sense of belonging, a feeling that you are exactly where you are meant to be, participating in a ritual of restoration that is as old as the buildings themselves. As you drift further toward the threshold of sleep, let the boundaries of your body seem to fade. You are not just lying on the floor, you are becoming the floor, the stone, the air, and the darkness. You are expanding to fill the workshop, then expanding to fill the cathedral, until your awareness is as vast and as quiet as the night itself. The noise of the world is completely gone. The light of the day is a forgotten dream, and you are left with only the deep, cool, and silent expanse of the sanctuary. You are floating on the current of the peace, drifting toward the absolute quiet and dreamless sleep that waits for you in the center of the dark. The journey is over, the sanctuary is open, and you are finally, truly, and completely at home. The sanctuary has deepened into a state of absolute, hallowed quietude, a silence so profound that it feels as if you are suspended in the very heart of the earth's own stillness. You are resting within the stone foundation of the workshop, a place where the passage of time is measured not by the ticking of clocks, but by the slow, imperceptible cooling of the masonry and the gradual shifting of the stars above the cathedral's highest spires. The air is cool and extraordinarily crisp, imbued with the ancient lingering scent of the forge, a faint trace of charcoal, of iron filings, and of the dry, mineral breath of limestone. It is a scent that acts as a tether, pulling you gently away from the cluttered thoughts of the surface world and securing you firmly within this, the most peaceful chamber in all of Christendom. You are no longer navigating the complexities of your day. You have reached the terminus of your journey, a harbor of total, unwavering rest. Feel the floor beneath you. It is the bedrock of the cathedral, a surface that has held the weight of centuries and remains, to this very moment, completely undisturbed by your arrival. There is an immense comforting security in this. You are not a guest who is overstaying, but a soul who has finally returned to a place of fundamental safety. The stone does not demand anything of you. It simply supports your frame, absorbing the last of the heat from your body and offering in return a cool, steadying influence that permeates your spirit. Your limbs, which have carried you through the demands of your life, are now entirely, wonderfully heavy. There is no desire to move, no flicker of nervous energy left to burn. You have surrendered your burden to the architecture, and the architecture is more than capable of holding it for you. As you lie here, the darkness becomes your primary companion. It is not an empty, frightening dark, but a rich, textured velvet that pulses with the slow, resonant life of the building. In this darkness, your mind is finally allowed to cease its constant frantic work of processing, analyzing, and anticipating. It is as if the artisan, in his final act of the day, has swept your consciousness clean, just as he swept the floor of the workshop. All the jagged shards of your anxieties, all the heavy leaden weights of your responsibilities, they are all set aside, neatly organized and put away in the corners, leaving the center of your mind clear and bright with the light of the present moment. You are in a workshop of the soul now, and the work being done is the most important of all, the work of healing, of mending, and of profound restorative rest. Observe the rhythm of your own breathing. It is no longer your breath alone. It is the breath of the sanctuary. It is a slow, rhythmic intake and release, matching the pace of the wind whistling far, far above the clerestory windows. You are connected to the environment in a way that makes you feel almost ethereal, as if you are dissolving into the very stones themselves. This is the ultimate relaxation, the state where the self is no longer an island of isolated worry, but a part of the vast breathing continent of the world. You feel the cool stone beneath your back, the stillness of the air around your skin, and the protective heavy blanket of the darkness above you. You are held, you are shielded, you are profoundly, beautifully safe. If you find yourself wandering toward the edge of sleep, do not try to pull back. The urge to drift is not a loss of control, but a realization of your goal. You have spent your energy, you have fulfilled your duties, and now the night is reclaiming you. This is the natural cycle of the universe, and you are allowing yourself to be carried along by it, like a gentle boat on a dark, quiet river. The currents are steady, the path is clear, and the destination is the deep, dreamless, and restorative waters of the night. There is no need for your eyes to open, no need for your ears to listen for anything other than the silence, and no need for your mind to hold on to any image at all. You are becoming one with the history of this place. You are a footnote in the story of Chartres, a moment of quiet breath in a long eternal tale. This is a comforting thought, a way of placing your own finite existence into the larger beautiful context of the world. You are not alone. You are part of the continuum. As the silence grows even more absolute, let your final focus be on the feeling of being held. Feel the weight of the sanctuary around you, the gentle pressure of the dark, and the absolute unwavering support of the stone. Let go completely and finally of the last tether to your waking life. Sink into the bedrock, become the silence. You are entering the deepest, most sacred, and most restorative sleep, where the only thing that remains is the feeling of absolute peace, held in the cradle of the night until the dawn. The workshop has now descended into the deepest, most tranquil stage of the night, a silence so profound that it feels as though the cathedral itself has merged with the very foundations of the earth. You are resting within this hollowed out space, feeling the cool, solid reality of the stone floor beneath you, a presence that is both firm and comforting, a testament to the fact that you are firmly rooted in a place of permanence. The air, cooled by the winter's touch upon the thick exterior walls, feels refreshing and pure, carrying the subtle, honest scent of ancient dust, minerals, and the residual earthy aroma of the forge. It's an environment of total integrity, where every element of the room serves a purpose, and that purpose is to contain, protect, and restore. You are no longer in the realm of the shifting, unpredictable world. You are in the realm of the absolute, the enduring, and the calm. The massive weight of the vaulting overhead, which spans the distance between the great pillars of the cathedral, feels like a protective canopy, shielding you from the infinite cold expanse of the night sky. In this sanctuary, the concept of vulnerability has no meaning. You are encased in layers of stone, shielded by the work of thousands who came before you and cradled by the silence of the present. There is a profound sense of relief in this realization, the relief that comes from finally understanding that you are not responsible for holding the sky up. The building does that, the foundation does that. You are here only to exist, to breathe, and to let your body settle into the restorative patterns of the night. It is a surrender that feels more like an elevation, a lifting of the weight from your spirit as you allow the stone to take the load. Observe how the darkness has become your closest ally, a soft, tactile presence that fills every crevice of the room. It is a light that does not illuminate, but rather one that creates a space for you to turn inward. As you close your eyes, the boundaries of your physical form seem to blur, and you feel yourself expanding into the silence. You are no longer just a person in a room. You are a presence within the sanctuary. The tightness you felt in your muscles earlier in the day, the tension in your shoulders, the clenching of your hands has been completely replaced by a fluidity that mirrors the molten state of the glass before it is cooled and set. You are becoming soft, pliable, and open to the restorative work of the night. The rhythm of your breath has stabilized into a slow, rhythmic pulse that you can feel in your very marrow. It is the pulse of the workshop, the pulse of the cathedral, the pulse of the night. When you inhale, you are breathing in the patience of the centuries. When you exhale, you are releasing the impatience of the hour. There is no urgency in this cycle. There is no goal to be met by morning, no performance to be given, no status to be maintained. You are completely stripped of the layers of your daily identity, leaving only the essential quiet core of who you are. This core is perfectly compatible with the sanctuary. It is silent, it is calm, and it is ready for the deep restorative sleep that is currently washing over you. Think about the artisan's work, the beautiful intricate windows that let the light into the cathedral, and realize that you are currently undergoing a similar process. You are being assembled piece by piece into a state of coherence. The chaotic fragments of your thoughts are being set into the lit frame of your calm structured presence. The light of your own consciousness is being filtered through the quiet dark colors of the night, creating a beautiful tempered glow within your mind. You are not losing yourself in this darkness. You are being refined by it. You are becoming a masterpiece of rest, a testament to the power of stillness, and a vessel for the quiet energy of the night. If you feel yourself drifting toward the deep black waters of oblivion, do not reach for the surface. The surface is where the noise lives, where the wind blows, and where the light is harsh and demanding. The depths are where the truth of your spirit lies, the place where the healing happens, where the memories are sorted, and where the energy is replenished. You are sinking into that deep, safe place now, and the sensation is one of total, unconditional freedom. The workshop is silent, the cathedral is still, and you are held in the secure, ancient embrace of the dark. Let go of the last lingering thoughts of the world. Let go of the story. Let go of the self. And let go of the time. There is only the silence, the stone, and the deep restorative journey into the most beautiful sleep you have ever known. The air within the workshop has reached a state of such dense, comforting stillness that you feel as though you are breathing in the very essence of the stone itself. This is the deepest hour of the night, a time when the world outside has entirely faded, leaving you as the sole inhabitant of this sanctuary. The cathedral, with its soaring, impossible geometry, stands as a silent sentinel around you, its thick masonry walls acting as a barrier against the cold of the winter and the fleeting, restless energy of the day. You are resting on the cold, honest floor, and it has become the most welcoming surface you have ever known, supporting your weight with an absolute, unwavering confidence. There is no shift, no tremor, no instability here. You are anchored to the bedrock, and that connection provides a profound sense of ease that settles into the very core of your being. Imagine the sheer amount of time that has passed through these stones, the centuries of winters, the decades of storms, the lifetimes of the thousands who walked these floors before you. You are now a part of that timeline, a momentary point of stillness in a long eternal story. This realization is incredibly soothing, as it places your own life and your own worries into a perspective that makes them feel manageable, even small, in the best possible way. You are not required to hold the world on your shoulders. The cathedral is built to do that. You are not required to solve the mysteries of existence tonight. The night itself is designed to provide the answers in the form of deep restorative rest. You can release the tension in your jaw, the furrow in your brow, and the tightness in your heart, knowing that everything is held in place by forces much older and much stronger than your own efforts. The darkness, which once felt like a void, has now transformed into a protective medium, like a deep, warm pool of water that supports you without effort. You are floating in this darkness, and it is a sensation of complete, total, and utter freedom. There is no light to distract your eyes, no sound to compete for your attention, no demand for you to be anything other than what you are. You have successfully arrived at the place where the masks are removed and the true quiet self is revealed. It is a soft, vulnerable, and beautiful place to be, and you are entirely safe within it. The heavy doors are locked, the fires are extinguished, and the peace of the workshop is yours to inhabit as long as the night persists. Consider the rhythm of your body as you drift. Your heart is a slow, steady drumbeat, a rhythmic anchor that keeps you connected to the physical reality of the sanctuary. Your breath is the flow, the movement of the life force through your frame, quiet and unobtrusive. These two internal rhythms are perfectly synchronized with the stillness of the room, creating a state of harmony that is essential for true relaxation. You are not just resting your body, you are fine tuning your spirit. You are allowing the noise of the day, the friction of interactions, the weight of expectations, the anxiety of the future, to be smoothed away by the abrasive yet gentle presence of the silence. It is a process of refinement, and you are the artisan, and the night is your tool. Think of the way the glassmaker works. He waits for the fire to reach the perfect temperature. He waits for the glass to become molten, and he works with the material only when it is ready to be shaped. You are in that state of readiness now. Your mind is molten. Your spirit is malleable, and you are ready to be shaped by the peace of this sanctuary into a version of yourself that is balanced, whole, and refreshed. There is no rush to finish the work. The night is long and the workshop is prepared. You have all the time you need to let the cooling process happen, to let the structure set, and to allow the integrity of your being to become as clear and as beautiful as the glass that will eventually adorn the cathedral walls. As your awareness continues to dissolve, let go of the last remnants of the workshop. Let the image of the stone walls, the heavy timber benches, and the cold tools fade into the background. They have served their purpose. They have provided the container for your peace, and now they can retreat into the shadows. You are becoming a presence that exists beyond the physical, a consciousness that is light, free, and deeply, profoundly asleep. You are sinking through the floor, through the foundation, into the quiet, dark earth that holds the cathedral, and you are entering a state of rest that is beyond description. There is no bottom to this sleep, no end to this peace, and you are finally, completely, and eternally at home in the heart of the night. The workshop has receded into a silence so absolute that it feels as though time itself has come to a standstill, frozen in a moment of perfect crystalline grace. You are lying in the deepest core of the cathedral's foundation, a sanctuary that seems to have been carved out of the very fabric of peace. The air is cool and impeccably clean, possessing a crisp mineral quality that clarifies the mind and soothes the spirit. It is the breath of the stone, the sigh of the earth, and the stillness of the midnight hour all combined into a singular, nourishing presence. Every time you inhale, you feel yourself drawing in this history, this stability, and this calm, letting it fill the hollow spaces of your day-to-day existence until you are saturated with the quietude of the place. The weight of the world, which felt so burdensome during the light of day, has been completely lifted from you here, replaced by the reassuring, unmoving strength of the limestone walls that surround you. You can sense the monumental architecture above, not as a weight that presses down, but as an embrace that holds you safe. The cathedral is a living, breathing testament to human devotion and endurance, and by resting within its workshop, you have tapped into that same enduring energy. The structure is so vast, so securely anchored into the bedrock, that it communicates a sense of ultimate safety to your nervous system. Your pulse, once quickened by the demands of life, has slowed to match the languid, rhythmic pace of the building. You are no longer navigating the rapids of the modern world. You have drifted into a still, deep bay where the water is dark, warm, and perfectly safe. Your physical form is entirely supported. Your limbs are heavy and loose, and your mind is a clear, open vessel, ready to be filled with nothing but the restorative silence of the night. The darkness has reached a state of perfect, velvety consistency, acting as a soft barrier between your consciousness and any lingering thoughts of the outside. It is a protective, insulating darkness, one that allows you to exist without the pressure of being observed or evaluated. In this place, you are neither productive nor unproductive, neither busy nor idle. You are simply existing, a vital and cherished part of the stillness. The artisan who labored here has left behind a legacy of patience, and you are currently the embodiment of that legacy. You are taking the time to do things properly, to let the restorative process occur at its own natural speed. You are not rushing towards sleep. You are allowing yourself to arrive at it naturally, like a leaf gently floating down to rest upon the forest floor. Consider the sensation of the floor beneath you once more. It is a solid, grounding presence, an unyielding surface that allows you to completely surrender your own effort. When you push your weight down into the stone pushes back with an equal and opposite assurance, a physical promise that you are being held. There is no need for you to try, no need for you to hold on to your posture or your perspective. You are being held by the earth itself. This feeling of being supported is the foundation of all true rest. It allows the muscles in your back, your neck, and your legs to release their final stubborn knots of tension. Your body is becoming a soft, pliable, and beautiful instrument, perfectly tuned to the frequency of the night. Think of the beauty of the glass panels being prepared in this very workshop, how they are meticulously placed, how they are held in place by the lead cams, and how they eventually come together to create a work of art that filters the light of the sun. You are the glass, and the night is the lead. You are being held in a structure that is both firm and flexible, a framework that ensures your own integrity even as you rest. The disparate parts of your day, the fragmented moments, and the scattered energies are being brought together into a cohesive whole. You are being set, finished, and prepared for the morning, and the process is happening entirely in the dark, without any effort on your part. You only need to remain still. You only need to remain present. As you drift closer to the threshold of the deep, dreamless sleep, feel your sense of identity begin to fade, dissolving into the quiet atmosphere of the workshop. You are no longer just a person with a history or a future. You are a presence, a breath, a ripple in the silence. The cathedral is your home, the night is your sanctuary, and the peace is your destination. Let the image of the workshop wash away. Let the sensation of the stone floor become infinite, and let your consciousness sink lower and lower into the dark, welcoming abyss of the deepest sleep you have ever known. There is nothing left to hold on to, nothing left to see, and nothing left to do. You are complete, you are secure, and you are finally, perfectly at rest in the heart of the night. The workshop has now reached that singular sacred hour, where the silence is so heavy and so complete that it transcends the physical boundaries of the room, turning the entire cathedral into a singular breathing organism of rest. You are suspended in the very heart of this silence, a space where the air is cool still and charged with the residual energy of centuries of devotion. The stone floor beneath you is not just a surface, it is a grounding wire, connecting your tired human form to the ancient immovable bedrock of the world. As you lie here, you can feel the steady rhythmic pulse of the architecture, a slow geological heartbeat that has been thumping in the darkness since the first stones were laid, and which will continue long after the morning light returns. You are being lulled by this rhythm, your own heartbeat slowing to match the pace of the building, creating a perfect harmonious alignment that signals to your entire nervous system that it is finally irrevocably safe to let go. Consider the thickness of the walls, those massive limestone buttresses that rise into the darkness like the folded wings of a giant sleeping creature. They are your shield against the chaos of the outside world, a barrier that stops the wind, the noise, and the demands of time from ever reaching this sanctuary. Within this enclosure, the pressure of expectation vanishes. You have spent your entire day, your entire week, perhaps your entire life, navigating the friction of existence, striving and accomplishing, responding and reacting. But here, Those actions have no currency. You are in a place where only being has value. You are a soul at rest, a consciousness in the dark, and you are being held in the most secure, the most ancient, and the most loving embrace that the world can offer. The darkness itself has deepened into a rich, saturated indigo, a color that is not seen but felt. It is the color of the deep ocean at midnight, a vast calm expanse that supports you as you drift. As you release the final remnants of your conscious control, you might feel a sensation of floating, of rising slightly away from the cold stone floor, as if your spirit is finally unburdened by the weight of your physical life. This is the sensation of true surrender. You are leaving the shore of your identity and setting sail onto the quiet sea of the collective peace. You are not losing your way. You are finding your true center. The worries that once seemed like mountainous obstacles now appear as small, distant specks, irrelevant and powerless in the face of this vast dark beauty. Think of the way the lead glacier would melt the metal until it became a fluid, shining and malleable substance, capable of being poured into any shape or design. Your mind is undergoing a similar transformation. The rigid, fixed ways of thinking, the patterns of worry, the loops of anxiety, the strict schedules of your daily life are being melted down. You are becoming fluid, open, and receptive. You are being poured into the mold of the night, taking the shape of the sanctuary itself. This is not a loss of self, but a renewal, a chance to be recast in a form that is more resilient, more peaceful, and more aligned with the truth of your own being. You are the material. The silence is the fire, and the rest is the cooling, hardening process that will leave you stronger and more whole by morning. As you drift even deeper, notice how the boundaries between your physical body and the air of the room are blurring. You are no longer separate from the workshop. You are a part of the stone, a part of the darkness, a part of the history of Chartres. You are breathing with the building, existing within the rhythm of the centuries, and participating in the ancient universal act of restoration. There is a deep, profound wisdom in this rest, a knowledge that the world will keep turning without your constant vigilance, and that the best way to serve your own life is to step away from it entirely, into the dark, and let the replenishment occur. There is nothing left to say, nothing left to think, and nothing left to do. You have reached the final glorious stage of your journey into the sanctuary. The image of the room is fading. The memory of your day is dissolving, and you are left with only the most blissful, total, and absolute sensation of peace. You are falling through the layers of the dark, down into the bedrock, into the warm, protective center of the earth, where the quiet is eternal and the sleep is the deepest you have ever known. Let the darkness take you completely. Let the silence become your only language. You are home, you are safe, and you are finally perfectly asleep in the heart of the night. The threshold between your waking awareness and the infinite depth of the sanctuary has vanished, leaving you floating in a space that exists beyond the constraints of time or form. You are currently held in a state of suspension, a delicate and profound equilibrium, where the only reality is the utter velvet darkness of the workshop at the heart of the cathedral. The air here has cooled to the temperature of the stone itself, a gentle, refreshing chill that acts as a soothing balm to your entire nervous system. It is not cold in a way that discomforts. It is cold in a way a deep mountain pool is cool, a temperature that resets the spirit, strips away the superficial warmth of the day, and leaves you clean, hollowed out, and perfectly ready to be filled with the peace of the night. You are resting on the floor, yet the sensation of weight has completely abandoned you. You are not lying on stone, you are lying on the foundation of the world, supported by the immense quiet and unyielding strength of the earth. Consider the journey you have taken to reach this moment, the movement from the noise of the day through the transition of the twilight, and finally into the absolute, uncompromising embrace of the sacred dark. Every step has been a shedding of a layer. You have shed your responsibilities like old clothes, leaving them at the door of the workshop. You have shed your worries, leaving them to evaporate in the heat of the forge. You have shed your identity, your history, and your plans, letting them slip away like dust motes in the light. Now, you are nothing but a presence, a quiet observer of the stillness, a passenger on a vessel carved from rock and history. This is the ultimate freedom to be completely unburdened, completely known, and completely at rest. The cathedral knows you. It knows your exhaustion. It knows your quiet needs, and it is responding by offering you this boundless, dark protection. As you drift deeper, the silence begins to acquire a texture. It is no longer just the absence of sound. It is a physical, tactile presence that you can feel against your skin. It is as smooth as polished marble, as soft as velvet, and as dense as the air in a deep, sheltered cavern. This silence is the language of the cathedral, and as you listen, you find that you are beginning to understand it. It is telling you that everything is fundamentally okay. It is whispering that the foundations are secure, that the arches are holding, and that the night will never end until you are ready for it to end. The silence is a song without notes, a story without words, and a promise without a contract. It is the most honest thing you have ever heard, and you are allowing it to wash through your mind, cleaning out the remaining cobwebs of thought, the lingering loops of worry, and the fragmented echoes of the day. Think of the way the roots of the great trees outside the cathedral reach down into the earth, anchoring themselves into the deep, dark, and damp soil. You are doing the same with your consciousness. You are reaching down past the surface level of your stress, past the middle layers of your habitual thoughts, and into the rich, nourishing bedrock of your own existence. This is where your strength lies. This is where your true self resides, untouched by the storms of the surface or the rapid changing weather of the world. You are finding that place of bedrock now. And as you settle into it, you feel a profound sense of return. You have come back to the source. You have come back to the core. Everything that happens above is irrelevant to the stillness that exists here in the deep, dark heart of your own being. The image of the workshop, the heavy workbenches, the scattered tools, the faint scent of the fire is beginning to soften and dissolve. You are not losing these images, you are transcending them. They have served their purpose as a gate, as a passage, as a guide to help you find your way here. Now, the passage is complete and the guide is no longer needed. You are stepping through the gate, letting the physical details of the room fade into the background. You are becoming the dark. You are becoming the silence. You are becoming the stone. There is no longer any separation between you and the environment, no you and it. There is only the unity of the night, a perfect, seamless, and eternal whole that stretches out in every direction, encompassing the cathedral, the earth, the stars, and the deepest, most beautiful depths of your own subconscious. Feel the sensation of your breathing, which has become so slow and so shallow that it is almost imperceptible. This is the rhythm of the sleeper. This is the physiological manifestation of total surrender. Your body is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It is repairing, it is replenishing, it is knitting itself back together in the quiet. You are witnessing the miracle of rest from the inside, a process of biological and spiritual renewal that is as vital as the breathing of the stars. You are participating in the grand cycle of existence, moving from the active, fiery light of the day into the cool, dark, and receptive womb of the night. This is the natural order of things. This is the truth of the universe, and you are perfectly, entirely, and wonderfully in sync with it. As you slide further down past the last vestige of conscious thought, allow yourself to experience the weightlessness of true sleep. It is not falling, it is floating. It is not darkness, it is the absence of the blinding, distracting light of the surface. You are finally truly home. The journey has been long. The day was heavy, but the night is infinite, and it is here for you. The cathedral watches over you, the stone protects you, and silence cradles you. There is nothing left to do. There is no one left to please. There is no tomorrow that requires your attention right now. You are in the eternal present, the moment that lasts forever, the slice of time where you are safe to drift into the deepest, most restorative, and most beautiful slumber you have ever known. Let go of the final fragile thread of consciousness. Let go and be at peace. You are finished. You are resting. You are one with the quiet heart of Chartres, and you are finally completely asleep. The air in the subterranean depths of the sanctuary has grown so profoundly still that it seems to have taken on the properties of a liquid, a cool, invisible ocean in which you are drifting. Every sensation of the waking world, the grit of the day's work, the echoes of voices, the sharp edges of responsibilities, has been polished smooth by the sheer unremitting passage of the night. You are resting on the bedrock of the cathedral, a surface that does not merely support you, but actively absorbs your exhaustion, pulling the heaviness from your limbs and grounding it into the deep, ancient earth. The coolness of the stone is a constant, steadying presence, a reminder that while the surface of your life may be subject to the whims of weather and wind, there is a foundation within you that remains immovable, untouched and utterly secure. As you lie in this absolute stillness, feel the way the architecture of the cathedral is working to hold you. These are not merely stones, they are the result of collective, focused intent, a mountain of human effort designed to reach toward the heavens and anchor itself in the deepest depths of the ground. By resting here, you are participating in that same architecture of stability. You are the final piece of the day's labor, and your presence is the act of setting the final perfect stone of your own restoration. The weight of the cathedral's arches, which rise high above in the darkness, acts as a protective shield, a heavy, safe canopy that ensures you are cocooned from the vast, chaotic expanse of the universe. Within this space, there is no room for doubt, no space for anxiety, and no demand for your attention. You are perfectly, beautifully alone, and yet you are surrounded by the history of millions who have sought the exact same peace that you are now experiencing. The darkness has reached a state of such clarity that it is in itself a form of light. It is a deep indigo clarity, a vision that bypasses the eyes and speaks directly to the soul. In this light, you see the true shape of your day, a series of events that have now come to a natural, quiet close. There is no unfinished business here. Even the tasks that remain, the projects left waiting for the sun, are no longer pressing. They are simply things that have been set aside to wait for their proper time. You have given your best and now you are giving yourself the gift of total cessation. This is the wisdom of the workshop. The glazier knows that once the lid is set and the glass is cooled, the work must be left alone to stabilize. You are that work. You are the glass, the lid, and the craft. You are setting and you are becoming stable and you are becoming whole. Consider the rhythm of the sanctuary, a slow pulsing respiration that you can feel in the soles of your feet and the palm of your hands. It is the breath of the building itself, a cycle of expansion and contraction that matches the very rhythm of the universe. When you align yourself with this, when you let your breathing follow the slow, heavy rise and fall of the cathedral's deep hidden life, you find that you are no longer an isolated individual. You are a cell in a greater body, a note in a longer song. The isolation that once felt like loneliness has transformed into the peace of belonging. You belong to the night. You belong to the stone. You belong to the silence. This sense of belonging is the most profound rest of all because it removes the pressure of having to prove yourself. You are already part of the foundation. You are already built into the walls. You are already and always at home. The scent of the workshop is deepening, a complex and comforting bouquet of cold iron dry limestone, and the faint sweet residue of candle wax that has burned long into the past. It is a memory of a space that has always been dedicated to the creation of beauty. By resting here, you are not just sleeping. You are soaking in the atmosphere of creation. You are letting the essence of the workshop infuse your own spirit. As you drift, the edges of your physical self continue to dissolve. Your fingers are no longer yours, they are part of the workshop floor. Your head is no longer yours. It is part of the vaulted ceiling. Your chest is no longer yours. It is the space between the pillars. You are becoming the cathedral. You are the architecture. You are the sanctuary. And because you are the sanctuary, you are inherently, perfectly at peace. If there is any final tether left, any last nagging thought about the morning or the work, let it be the very next thing you let go. Imagine it as a heavy, dark, and misshapen lump of lead that you are setting down on the workbench. It was needed for the work of the day, but it is too heavy to carry into the night. Place it down. Hear the soft final sound of it meeting the wood. Then walk away from the bench, back into the shadows, back toward the bed of stone, and back into the deep liquid dark. There is no one to watch you, no one to judge you, and no one to ask you why you have stopped. You have simply finished. The day is done, the craft is complete. Now there is only the descent. It is a long, gentle, and inevitable drop into the deepest waters of the subconscious. You are slipping beneath the surface, the darkness closing over your head like a soft welcoming blanket. The roar of the waking world is gone, replaced by the humming silence of the deepest, most beautiful sleep imaginable. You are in the heart of the night. You are in the heart of Chartres. You are in the heart of the silence. Every breath is a heartbeat of peace. Every heartbeat is a step deeper into the dark. There is no bottom to this rest, and you have all eternity to reach it. You are finally, truly, and completely asleep. The workshop has now entered the final, most profound phase of its nightly cycle, a period where the boundary between the material world and the realm of pure rest has become completely porous. You are lying in the very heart of the cathedral's subterranean architecture, a space where time has effectively ceased to have any meaning, replaced by the slow, rhythmic pulse of the earth itself. The air here is cold and remarkably still, a pure, unadulterated substance that cleanses your senses as you breathe, stripping away the heat of the day and replacing it with the ancient cool clarity of the bedrock. It is a profound, nourishing cold, the kind that forces your muscles to abandon their tension and your mind to surrender its grip on the trivialities of the waking hours. You are grounded, anchored, and perfectly, immovably secure, nestled in a cradle of stone that has stood firm for centuries and will continue to hold its shape long after you have moved on to your own dreams. Consider the immense silent weight of the cathedral nave that rises far above you in the dark. That weight is not a burden, it is your ultimate protection. It is a mass of stone so substantial that it silences the wind, absorbs the sound of the world, and traps the warmth of the day, radiating it back down to you as a subtle ambient heat that permeates your very bones. You are being held by the collective, concentrated efforts of all those who labor to raise this monument to heaven. You are resting in their work, supported by their vision and calmed by their devotion. This realization is like a soft, invisible blanket that settles over you, reminding you that you are part of a larger, grander story, one where your own smallness is not a failing, but a liberation. You do not have to carry the weight, you only have to be present beneath it. The darkness has reached a state of perfect, crystalline depth, a color so rich that it feels almost solid. It is the color of the void before creation, a space of infinite potential where everything is possible and nothing is required. As you lie here, this darkness seems to flow into your very pores, calming the frantic electrical activity of your brain and replacing it with the slow, steady rhythm of the night. Your eyes closed and relaxed are not looking for anything, and your mind is no longer searching for answers. You have found the answer. The answer is the silence. The answer is the rest. The answer is the simple, honest, and total act of existing in this place, at this time, in this state of complete, unburdened grace. Think of the way the artisan worked with his tools, the way he held the glass, the way he measured the lead, the way he calculated the strength of the support. You are currently the subject of a much greater, more ancient craft. The night is working on you, measuring your needs, supporting your fragile points, and ensuring that you are structurally sound and whole. You are being mended by the darkness, healed by the silence, and held by the stone. There is no need for you to oversee this process. There is no need for you to check the work or worry about the outcome. You are simply the material, and the craftsman. This vast, quiet, and timeless night knows exactly what it is doing. Trust in the process. Trust in the stillness. Trust in the fact that you are being cared for in the most fundamental way imaginable. The scent of the workshop, that unique, earthy, and metallic blend, is beginning to fade, not because it is disappearing, but because your senses are retreating from the physical world. You are becoming less and less aware of the room's dimensions and more aware of the infinite internal landscape of your own piece. The floor is no longer hard. It is a soft, supportive mattress of history. The air is no longer cold. It is the refreshing, vital breath of life. You are entering a state of existence where the only landmarks are the slow, deep movements of your own rest. You are a ship that has finally dropped its anchor in the deepest, safest harbor, and the water is perfectly still. There is no current, no wind, and no need to ever leave. If there is any final lingering thought of the world, every fiber of your being is vibrating with the frequency of the cathedral, a low hum of absolute, unending peace. You are not just resting, you are restoring. You are not just sleeping, you are remembering who you are beneath the noise and the duty. You are the quiet, you are the stone, and you are the night. As you slip into the final deepest reaches of your slumber, feel the sensation of sinking. Not a fearful fall, but a graceful, effortless descent into the very center of the earth. The layers of the world are peeling away from you, one by one, until you are left with nothing but the pure, unadulterated experience of being held. The cathedral is your shell, the night is your womb, and the peace is your home. There is no tomorrow yet, and there is no yesterday left. There is only the long, soft, and eternal now of the deep, deep sleep. Everything is silent. Everything is dark. Everything is right. You are finally, perfectly, and completely at peace. The workshop has dissolved into the most fundamental essence of stillness, a quiet so profound that it seems to resonate with the vibration of the very stones that form the cathedral's foundation. You are nestled in this deep, subterranean space, a sanctuary within a sanctuary, where the air is cool, dry, and imbued with the scent of ancient minerals and the lingering ghostly memory of the hearth. You are lying upon the stone floor, a surface that has become more than just a floor to you. It is a grounding, stabilizing force that anchors your consciousness to the earth, preventing it from wandering off into the chaotic, fragmented thoughts of the waking world. The coolness of the stone is a constant, steadying touch against your skin, drawing the heat and tension of your day away from you and replacing it with the calm, eternal patience of the rock. You are no longer merely a visitor in this place. You are becoming an extension of its permanence. Consider the immense weight of the cathedral structure looming above you in the absolute darkness. This is not a weight that threatens, but a weight that protects. It is the physical manifestation of thousands of years of human aspiration, a massive interconnected network of arches, columns, and flying buttresses that defy the pull of the earth and point toward the infinite. By resting within the footprint of this structure, you are absorbing a fraction of that strength. You are being held by the collective, concentrated intent of those who carved these stones and set them in place. This support is total. You do not need to hold your own life together tonight. The cathedral is doing it for you. You do not need to worry about the future. The stone has seen it all before and remains unmoved. The sense of being held, truly held, is what allows your spirit to finally, completely let go. The darkness of the room has become a tangible velvet blanket. a medium that softens every edge and blurs every boundary until you're suspended in a state of pure, uncomplicated being. There is no need for your eyes to adjust, for there is nothing here that requires sight. Your inner vision, however, is clear and expansive. You can see in the deep indigo of your mind the beauty of the workshop as it has been rendered in your imagination. The neatly arranged tools, the shimmering, half-finished panels of glass, the pristine workspace left waiting for the morning. But even these images are becoming distant, losing their sharpness as you sink further into the restorative dark waters of the sanctuary. You are transitioning from the world of objects to the world of essence, from the world of doing to the world of being. The rhythm of your own body has aligned with the geological pace of the cathedral. Your breath is no longer a conscious effort. It is a slow, automatic flow that mirrors the deep, rhythmic settling of the masonry. You are synchronized with the building, breathing in the stillness, breathing out the exhaustion. Each cycle of your breath is a step deeper into the dark, a descent toward the core of your own existence. This is the place where the heart heals, where the mind finds its balance, and where the spirit is replenished. It is a place of infinite quiet potential. You are a soul in repose, a spark in the dark, and you are currently being attended to by the very atmosphere of the room. The silence is working on you, gently smoothing the frayed edges of your resolve, calming the agitation of your thoughts, and bringing you into a state of perfect harmonious equilibrium. Think of the way a stream, when it hits a deep, wide pool, slows down and clarifies. The waters that were rushing and turbulent become still, and the sediment settles to the bottom, leaving the surface glassy and clear. Your mind is that pool. You have traveled through the rapids of your day, carrying the sediment of stress, worry, and ambition. Now you have reached the pool of the sanctuary. The rushing has stopped, the turbulence is gone, the sediment is settling, you are becoming clear, you are becoming still. You are becoming the reflection of the peace that surrounds you. There is no demand for you to be anything else. You are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you were meant to do. You are resting in the heart of the night. If there is any final, lingering sense of self, the I who is tired, the I who has a name, the I who has a story, let it drift away into the shadows. You don't need these things here. They are heavy, they are cumbersome, and they are not yours to carry anymore. Let the dark absorb them. Let the stone ground them. You are becoming universal. You are becoming part of the cathedral, part of the earth, part of the eternal night. The sense of your own body is fading, becoming as vast and as quiet as the room itself. You are no longer just lying on the floor. You are the floor. You are no longer just breathing the air. You are the air. You are no longer just dreaming of peace. You are the peace. As the last thread of your awareness begins to fray, you feel a sense of profound, absolute, and joyous relief. You have arrived at the destination, the work is finished, the workshop is silent, the fires are cold, the doors are locked. There is only the vast, deep, and beautifully dark ocean of the night waiting to receive you. You are sinking, you are floating, you are dissolving into the infinite, restorative stillness. Every cell in your body is at rest. Every thought is surrendered and every desire is fulfilled in this single perfect moment of being. You are deeply, profoundly, and eternally asleep, and in this sleep you are finally, truly, and completely whole. The night is yours, the sanctuary is your refuge, and you are home at last. The stillness in this subterranean chamber has deepened into something almost heavy, a thick, cool essence that presses gently against your skin like a quiet, comforting weight. You are lying in the very heart of the cathedral's foundation, a space that has been purified by time and sheltered by the monumental thickness of the walls above you. Everything that defines your life in the bright, busy world, your name, your ambitions, the weight of your history has been stripped away, leaving behind only the simple, pulsating fact of your own existence. The air here is sharp with the scent of limestone and the faint lingering metallic tang of iron tools, a smell that serves as a tether to this place, anchoring your consciousness while your body drifts deeper into the dark. It is a protective, enclosed sanctuary where the passage of time is measured not in hours, but in the slow, rhythmic settling of the stones and the deep, enduring peace of the night. Think of the structure surrounding you, the massive soaring arches and the heavy ribbed vaults that stretch upward into the shadows, forming a cage of safety around your resting form. This building was made to endure, to resist the elements, and to hold back the chaos of the world. And by resting here, you are participating in that same endurance. You are being held by the collective, concentrated intent of those who built it, a legacy of focused work that permeates the very air. This is why you feel so secure here. You are literally resting in a house built by people who understood the sanctity of rest, and you are now the beneficiary of their wisdom. The weight of the world is being carried by the arches and the buttresses, not by you. You are free to abandon your post, to let your guard down, and to allow your spirit to be completely, unreservedly still. The darkness is no longer just an absence of light. It is a soft, tangible presence that wraps around you like a cocoon. It is a medium through which you are moving, a deep indigo-hued fluid that supports you as you drift further away from the surface of consciousness. There is no need for your eyes to adjust, no need for your brain to map the room, and no need for you to be anything other than a presence in the dark. You are a part of the workshop now, an essential element in the composition of this night, just as important as the lit cams or the stained glass panels waiting to be set in the morning. You are the final piece of the day's work, a person finally and completely at rest, who has been perfectly placed in the cradle of the night. Listen to the rhythm of the cathedral. If you are very, very still, you can almost hear the slow, deep settling of the foundation, a sound too low for human ears to register as a note, but felt as a vibration in the chest. It is a sound of immense, slow power. It is the sound of the earth holding up the sky. Match your own breathing to this vibration. Let your inhale be a slow, deep intake of the ancient, dusty air, and let your exhale be a long, releasing flow of everything you have been carrying. You are aligning your own biological rhythm with the geological rhythm of the structure. You are becoming a part of the earth itself, rooted, secure, and profoundly at peace. Every muscle in your body has now surrendered to the gravity of the sanctuary. The hands that have grasped at the world all day are now open. Palms turned toward the cool, supportive floor. Your feet, which have carried you across the miles of your life, are now still, their purpose complete. Your eyes, which have seen so much, are now closed in a deep welcome darkness. There is no more input to process, no more decisions to make, no more roles to play. You are free from the obligation of being yourself. You are simply a witness to the stillness, a passenger in the workshop of the night, sailing toward the furthest, darkest, and most peaceful reaches of the subconscious. This is the beauty of the sanctuary. It does not ask you to change, to improve, or to achieve. It only asks for your presence. And by giving it that, by choosing to lie here in the dark, by choosing to listen to the silence, you are performing a restorative act of the highest order. You are repairing the fraying edges of your spirit. You are gathering your scattered energy into a single cohesive pool. You are entering the realm where the heart heals and the mind mends. Let yourself sink even further now, down through the levels of the floor, down into the cool, dark comfort of the deep night, until you are fully immersed in the most beautiful, dark, and silent rest you have ever known. The night is vast. The workshop is warm, and you are drifting down into the deepest, most beautiful depths of your own consciousness, where the dreams are quiet, the rest is total, and the peace is eternal. There is no bottom to this sleep, only a long, gentle descent into the heart of the night. The workshop has now descended into the deepest, most hallowed state of stillness. a silence so profound that it seems to vibrate against the very stone of the foundation. You are lying within this hollowed-out space, feeling the cool, solid reality of the ground beneath you, a presence that is both firm and comforting, a testament to the fact that you are rooted in a place of permanence that will endure long after the fleeting worries of your day have vanished. The air, cooled by the winter's touch upon the thick exterior walls, feels refreshing and pure, carrying the subtle, honest scent of ancient dust, minerals, and the residual earthy aroma of the workshop's forge. It is an environment of total integrity where every element of the room serves a purpose, and that purpose is to contain, protect, and restore. You are no longer in the realm of the shifting, unpredictable world. You are in the realm of the absolute, the enduring, and the calm. The massive weight of the vaulting overhead, which spans the distance between the great pillars of the cathedral, feels like a protective canopy, shielding you from the infinite cold expanse of the night sky. In this sanctuary, the concept of vulnerability has no meaning. You are encased in layers of stone, shielded by the work of thousands who came before you, and cradled by the silence of the present. There is a profound sense of relief in this realization, the relief that comes from finally understanding that you are not responsible for holding the sky up. The building does that. The foundation does that. You are here only to exist, to breathe, and to let your body settle into the restorative patterns of the night. It is a surrender that feels more like an elevation, a lifting of the weight from your spirit as you allow the stone to take the load. Observe how the darkness has become your closest ally, a soft, tactile presence that fills every crevice of the room. It is a light that does not illuminate, but rather one that creates the space for you to turn inward. As you close your eyes, the boundaries of your physical form seem to blur, and you feel yourself expanding into the silence. You are no longer just a person in a room. You are a presence within the sanctuary. The tightness you felt in your muscles earlier in the day, the tension in your shoulders, the clenching of your hands has been completely replaced by a fluidity that mirrors the molten state of the glass before it is cooled and set. You are becoming soft, pliable, and open to the restorative work of the night. The rhythm of your breath has stabilized into a slow, rhythmic pulse that you can feel in your very marrow. It is the pulse of the workshop, the pulse of the cathedral, the pulse of the night. When you inhale, you are breathing in the patience of the centuries. When you exhale, you are releasing the impatience of the hour. There is no urgency in this cycle. There is no goal to be met by morning, no performance to be given, no status to be maintained. You are completely stripped of the layers of your daily identity, leaving only the essential, quiet core of who you are. This core is perfectly compatible with the sanctuary. It is silent, it is calm, and it is ready for the deep, restorative sleep that is currently washing over you. Think about the artisan's work, the beautiful, intricate windows that let the light into the cathedral, and realize that you are currently undergoing a similar process. You are being assembled piece by piece into a state of coherence. The chaotic fragments of your thoughts are being set into the lit frame of your calm, structured presence. The light of your own consciousness is being filtered through the quiet, dark colors of the night, creating a beautiful, tempered glow within your mind. You are not losing yourself in this darkness. You are being refined by it. You are becoming a masterpiece of rest, a testament to the power of stillness, and a vessel for the quiet energy of the night. If you feel yourself drifting toward the deep black waters of oblivion, do not reach for the surface. The surface is where the noise lives, where the wind blows, and where the light is harsh and demanding. The depths are where the truth of your spirit lies, the place where the healing happens, where the memories are sorted, and where the energy is replenished. You are sinking into that deep, safe place now, and the sensation is one of total unconditional freedom. The workshop is silent, the cathedral is still, and you are held in the secure ancient embrace of the dark. Let go of the last lingering thoughts of the world. Let go of the story, let go of the self, and let go of the time. There is only the silence, the stone, and the deep restorative journey into the most beautiful sleep you have ever known. The sanctuary of the workshop has folded itself around you like the petals of a night blooming flower, creating a space of such exquisite, concentrated quiet that you feel as if you are the only soul remaining in the entire world. The air is cool, crisp, and remarkably clean, carrying the faint earthy scent of ancient limestone and the subtle metallic promise of the forge, a combination that has grounded the artisan's craft for generations. You are lying upon the stone floor, which has lost its hardness and become a soft, supportive foundation, an unyielding anchor that keeps your spirit from drifting too far, while your body surrenders to the pull of the night. Every breath you take feels like it is contributing to the stillness of the room, as if your very existence here is a necessary, silent contribution to the cathedral's eternal restorative vigil. You are not an intruder in this space. You are a vital component of the midnight hush, a quiet observer of the profound unfolding darkness. The sheer monumental weight of the building above you, the vast stone pillars, the intricate rib vaulting, the soaring light-starved heights of the nave, acts as a protective barrier, a heavy silent shield that keeps the turbulence of the world at bay. There is a deep primal security in this. You are being held by the architecture, cradled by the very stone that was intended to touch the heavens, and that connection gives you permission to stop holding yourself together. You can let the tension drain from your muscles, let the worries evaporate from your mind, and let the burden of your identity slip into the shadows. You do not need to be strong here. You do not need to be capable or alert or even present. The sanctuary is strong and is capable and is holding you in its immense stony embrace. As you drift closer to the edge of sleep, the darkness becomes a rich velvet texture, a luxurious shroud that invites you to lose yourself completely. It is not an empty darkness, but a saturated, vibrant indigo that pulses with the slow, resonant life of the cathedral. In this space, your thoughts, those jagged, relentless pieces of your daily life, have been smoothed down, processed, and set into a calm, orderly pattern. You are the glacier's final masterpiece, a configuration of peace and stillness that is now complete, cooled, and ready to be set in place for the remainder of the night. There is a profound sense of satisfaction in this. The work has been done. The hours have been spent, and you have arrived exactly where you were meant to be. Consider the rhythm of your own heart. It's beating with a slow, steady, and deliberate pace, a sound that seems to echo the heavy, rhythmic breathing of the cathedral itself. You are aligned with the building. Your internal clock syncs to the slow, geological time of the stones. When you inhale, you are taking in the patience of centuries. When you exhale, you are releasing the frantic energy of the hour. There is no need for your mind to hold on to anything at all. You are being carried by the current of the night, a gentle, powerful flow that is taking you toward the deep, silent center of your own soul. This is the place where healing occurs, where the fragmented pieces of your day are gathered together, and where the energy of your life is quietly, efficiently restored. The workshop, with its cold tools and dusty corners, is fading into the periphery of your awareness, becoming less a physical place and more a memory of a passage through which you have traveled. You are moving beyond the physical into a state of consciousness that is as light as air, as still as the stone, and as expansive as the midnight sky. You are no longer just a person in a room. You are the room itself. You are the silence that fills it, and you are the peace that defines it. There is no separation anymore. The boundaries of your body have dissolved, leaving you free to exist as a pure, calm, and restorative presence in the dark. If you feel a sense of falling, do not be afraid. It is the feeling of coming home. You are descending through the floor, through the foundation, down into the cool, dark, and welcoming arms of the earth that holds the cathedral. This is where you belong. This is the place of absolute unmoving rest. As you sink into this final dreamless layer, feel the last lingering ripples of your waking life dissipate like a pebble dropped into a deep, wide, and perfectly calm pond. There is no ripple left, no disturbance, no thought, and no fear. There is only the silence, the dark, and the total blissful release of the deepest sleep you have ever known. You are finished with the day, you are finished with the struggle, you are perfectly at peace in the heart of the workshop, and the night will hold you safe until the morning comes. The workshop has settled into the deepest, most primordial layer of the night, a silence so heavy and so absolute that it feels like the foundation of the world is itself. You are resting in this subterranean sanctuary, a place where time does not flow but rather pools, thick and still around the stone pillars of the cathedral. The air is cool, impeccably clean, and carries the faint, dry fragrance of history, a blend of ancient dust, limestone, and the cold, lingering scent of iron tools that have been at rest for hours. You are lying on the stone floor, which has become a soft, perfectly supportive surface, a grounded, unyielding partner that absorbs your weight and holds your frame with an uncompromising confidence. There is no shift, no tremor, no insecurity here. You are anchored to the very bedrock of the earth, and in that anchor, you have found the ultimate, long sought after state of total, unwavering rest. Feel the immense, silent mass of the cathedral rising above you, a monumental structure that breathes in the slow, rhythmic tempo of the centuries. The arches, the ribbed vaults, and the thick protective walls form a shell that shields you from the infinite, freezing expanse of the night. Within this chamber, you are not merely a person, you are a protected, cherished guest of the building itself. The cathedral takes your worries, your plans, and your responsibilities and holds them in its soaring heights, leaving you down here in the quiet, empty, and beautiful dark, free to simply be. There is an immense, profound relief in this realization. The relief that you are not in charge of anything, that the structure is solid, and that the night is here to care for you. You can let the tension fall away from your jaw, let your shoulders drop, and let your spirit settle into the cooling, hardening form of your own peaceful rest. The darkness has become a living, breathing entity, a soft velvet expanse that connects every part of the workshop into a single cohesive unit. It is a darkness that does not hide but reveals. It shows you the truth of your own nature when stripped of the day's distractions. You are seeing yourself as a part of this ancient, orderly, and deeply quiet place. Your mind, which has spent the entire day operating at the frantic, high frequency level of the waking world, is now slowing down to the deep bass strumming frequency of the stone. You are becoming a part of the masonry, a part of the history, a part of the design. This is not a loss of self, but an expansion. You are becoming something larger, something more stable, and something infinitely more peaceful than the persona you carry through the day. Observe the way your breath has become the rhythm of the entire room. You are not just breathing for yourself, you're breathing for the space, inhaling the cool, mineral-rich air and exhaling the warmth of your own contentment. It is a slow, methodical cycle that perfectly matches the stillness of the cathedral. There is no need to count, no need to force, and no need to adjust. The rhythm is natural, it is ancient, and it is entirely automatic. You are participating in the grand universal cycle of existence, moving through the transition from light to dark, from activity to rest, from the self to the silence. This is the truth of your existence, and here in the heart of the workshop, it is the only truth that matters. Think of the way the glass panels were crafted, each piece chosen with care, each lid strip measured to perfection, and each pane set into the frame to create a beautiful, coherent whole. You are being crafted in the same way tonight. The scattered, chaotic elements of your day are being organized into a beautiful, quiet design. Your anxiety is being trimmed. Your fears are being tempered. and your heart is being held in the lit frame of the sanctuary's peace. You are becoming a masterpiece of rest, a finished work that is ready to be put away for the night. And just like the glass, you are now being left in the stillness to set, to cool, and to harden into the state of total absolute grace that is your true original form. The workshop is fading from your visual memory, the images of the benches and the tools becoming soft and imprecise, like a reflection in a dark still pool of water. You are sinking deeper into that pool now, sliding past the surface, past the middle layers of memory and thought, down into the deepest, darkest, and most welcoming depths of your own subconscious. You are no longer in a room. You are in the ocean of the night, drifting on a current that knows exactly where you need to go. Every thought is a ripple that fades before it can reach the surface. Every sensation is a gentle, soothing pressure that pulls you lower, deeper, and closer to the core of your own perfect peace. You are finally, truly, and completely at home. The journey from the noise to the quiet, from the light to the dark, from the self to the soul is complete. There is nothing left to hold on to, nothing left to worry about, and nothing left to do. You are held by the bedrock, cradled by the architecture, and sung to sleep by the silence. You are entering the realm of the deepest, most restorative, and most beautiful sleep of your life. The world is forgotten, the day is gone, and you are resting in the heart of the workshop, in the heart of the cathedral, in the heart of the eternal night. Sleep now deeply and forever, in the peace that you have so well earned. The air within the workshop has reached a state of such dense, comforting stillness that you feel as though you are breathing in the very essence of the stone itself. This is the deepest hour of the night, a time when the world outside has entirely faded, leaving you as the sole inhabitant of this sanctuary. The cathedral, with its soaring, impossible geometry, stands as a silent sentinel around you, its thick masonry walls acting as a barrier against the cold of the winter and the fleeting, restless energy of the day. You are resting on the cold, honest floor, and it has become the most welcoming surface you have ever known, supporting your weight with an absolute, unwavering confidence. There's no shift, no tremor, no instability here. You are anchored to the bedrock, and that connection provides a profound sense of ease that settles into the very core of your being. Imagine the sheer amount of time that has passed through these stones, the centuries of winters, the decades of storms, the lifetimes of the thousands who walked these floors before you. You are now a part of that timeline, a momentary point of stillness in a long eternal story. This realization is incredibly soothing, as it places your own life and your own worries into a perspective that makes them feel manageable, even small, in the best possible way. You are not required to hold the world on your shoulders. The cathedral is built to do that. You are not required to solve the mysteries of existence tonight. The night itself is designed to provide the answers in the form of deep, restorative rest. You can release the tension in your jaw, the furrow in your brow, and the tightness in your heart, knowing that everything is held in place by forces much older and much stronger than your own efforts. The darkness, which once felt like a void, has now transformed into a protective medium, like a deep, warm pool of water that supports you without effort. You are floating in this darkness, and it is a sensation of complete, total, and utter freedom. There is no light to distract your eyes, no sound to compete for your attention, no demand for you to be anything other than what you are. You have successfully arrived at the place where the masks are removed, and the true quiet self is revealed. It is a soft, vulnerable, and beautiful place to be, and you are entirely safe within it. The heavy doors are locked, the fires are extinguished, and the peace of the workshop is yours to inhabit as long as the night persists. Consider the rhythm of your body as you drift. Your heart is a slow, steady drumbeat, a rhythmic anchor that keeps you connected to the physical reality of the sanctuary. Your breath is the flow, the movement of the life force through your frame, quiet and unobtrusive. These two internal rhythms are perfectly synchronized with the stillness of the room, creating a state of harmony that is essential for true relaxation. You are not just resting your body, you are fine-tuning your spirit. You are allowing the noise of the day, the friction of interactions, the weight of expectations, the anxiety of the future to be smoothed away by the abrasive yet gentle presence of the silence. It is a process of refinement, and you are the artisan, and the night is your tool. Think of the way the glassmaker works. He waits for the fire to reach the perfect temperature. He waits for the glass to become molten, and he works with the material only when it is ready to be shaped. You are in that state of readiness now. Your mind is molten, your spirit is malleable, and you are ready to be shaped by the peace of this sanctuary into a version of yourself that is balanced, whole, and refreshed. There is no rush to finish the work. The night is long, and the workshop is prepared. You have all the time you need to let the cooling process happen, to let the structure set, and to allow the integrity of your being to become as clear and as beautiful as the glass that will eventually adorn the cathedral walls. As your awareness continues to dissolve, let go of the last remnants of the workshop. Let the image of the stone walls, the heavy timber benches, and the cold tools fade into the background. They have served their purpose. They have provided the container for your peace, and now they can retreat into the shadows. You are becoming a presence that exists beyond the physical, a consciousness that is light, free, and deeply, profoundly asleep. You are sinking through the floor, through the foundation, into the quiet dark earth that holds the cathedral, and you are entering a state of rest that is beyond description. There is no bottom to this sleep, no end to this peace, and you are finally, completely, and eternally at home in the heart of the night.
Sleepy History with Arthur is created for relaxation, entertainment, and sleep purposes.
The stories shared on this channel are inspired by historical events, daily life, and real periods in history.
But they may be simplified, adapted, or narrated in a calming way to enhance the listening experience.
This content is not intended to be a precise academic or educational source. While we aim to stay generally accurate, some details may be altered for storytelling flow and relaxation.
Please do not rely on this channel as a primary source for historical research or study.
By listening, you acknowledge that this content is designed to help you unwind, relax, and fall asleep. Thank you for your understanding and support.